We live?
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a series we got to you tonight. It's Tuesday, beautiful Tuesday night. We got Rivals versus White Lotus Wisteria. Game best of three. Baby, it's game time. I'm excited to see this because White Lotus Wisteria, they made me happy, man, to be casting their game last week. So let's see what these guys can do on the Rift this go round. We got Rivals here as their opponents for the night. They do have a different jungler now with Dinosaur Todd. As I mentioned that, before I go to introducing the teams, I want to introduce my partner, got streaming with me and casting with me tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, everyone probably know me from Mochi Yaps. It's Mochi here, also known as Chromosome on the server, the jungler right now for Merc Ginyu Force. We got ourselves a nice matchup. There's a lot of banter leading up to this, so this is what I'm excited to see.
Oh yeah, excited to see you already know. Basically, you might as well call me the voice of Merc because you see me a lot, baby. It's your boy Ghost. And now with all that put out there, for game one, ladies and gentlemen, Rivals gonna be on the blue and White Lotus is gonna be on blue side tonight.
Now we got Rivals blue side. Rivals blue side game one. White Lotus Wisteria red side game one.
Oh, you set me up for the kill, brother. You told me the other way. Okay, I'm joking. Let's go, baby. But for Rivals, right, I got jokes out here. Hope to get everybody laughing, get everybody hype. In the top lane, we got Robo Roster. In jungle, Dinosaur Todd. Mid Nicholas, AD carry Husky and support Sauce. With White Lotus Wisteria staring them down from the other side of the rift. We got top Moby White, Jung, Soren, Newell. I'm trying to run through this quick. Mid flash on Elf. AD carry Smolder's Gate and support. Well, his name is support. As we're already going into the bans for this game one draft. As Rivals already looking to target that mid lane with the wave ban.
Well, it is quite known that Hui has been a very dangerous key component of White Lotus so far this season. It actually can be flexed in multiple roles, so this is definitely a great ban coming out from Rivals. And White Lotus Wisteria going to respond with the Udyr. You know, we were just talking about the Udyr one trick in pre-show a little bit, so getting rid of that right off the bat.
Pre-show. We didn't have a pre-show. No, I'm joking. I'm messing with you, man. I'm messing with you. But as we continue on, of course, Dinosaur Todd, a lot of games put in that Udyr. That's going to be taken off the board for sure. Quite interesting to see if they're going to continue to target that jungler of Rivals, as his champion pool does not seem that deep. But it seems that Rivals going to be taking out jungler later on with Sejuani coming off the board. Bans coming in quick now because now we got a Aurora already gone. And to round out the bans for Rivals, we have a Mumu. Make it two junglers. And three Zyras out the window for White Lotus Wisteria. Let's see what Rivals opt to prioritize.
Those were some rapid fire bans. I think these teams are ready and prepared. Oh,
prepare for sure. That's what we're looking like. But as the timer counts down, we're looking to see who's Rivals going to pick for that B1 slot. Will we possibly might prioritize the jungler so the pool get clinched a little bit more? Or I think it might be the AD carry. Oh, it's actually going to be Volibear. Okay.
Volibear. All right. Taking away the Volibear from Soren. B1ing. I wonder if this Volibear is going to go top or jungle. It could go either.
Definitely a flex. It leaves room there for them to, play around a little bit. But now we got Kaisa coming out from White Lotus immediately for that first pick.
Smoldergate's signature pick so far this season. This Kaisa did not die in their last series at all.
And speaking of
Vi gonna be right behind it. Soren prepared with the Vi. This is pretty much looking like a standard White Lotus Wisteria comp so far. How are Rivals going to respond?
Yes, sir. Standard for sure. Because especially the last game I casted for them, as a matter of fact, to round that out and to help that out, they picked the Ari. I wonder if they're going to pick it this game here in game one. As we got the Braum coming out in B2 for Rivals.
Probably going to see the Ashe right behind this Braum. I think this is pretty much a standard Rivals bot lane. Should see the Ashe.
All right. It might be the Ashe to counter that Kaisa. Oh, no. It's going to be. It looks like it might be Jinx.
I'm surprised Husky talking about how much he's in, so much that he's a Ashe one trick. And then here we are. I got a Jinx Braum bot lane. This is very safe.
This is gonna be for sure safe as we look for, instead of Furrior, now we just insert a little craziness in Zon with Jinx and to round out these first three picks, and then we come out the gate fighting with Rel, baby.
Ooh, this is gonna look good. Be committing to this heavy team fight comp. Rel's a really good combo starter for a lot of things. We'll have to see what kind of engage that White Lotus Wisteria picks behind this. But
Especially with a Magnet Storm Ice. I'm honestly expecting rivals to ban either double ban top or look to at least put one mid and one top. But I think the double ban top probably is as White Lotus is coming out with that Talia ban. Make sure they don't get a pick that can mess over their comp, especially that rail that W crash down being a leap and also Vi. Well, we already know
oh yeah, so
Vault
far
Breaker.
they got 3 dashes right now. So Talia is a great ban here. How are Rivals going to respond with their ban? You know, their White Lotus is looking for some sort of engage right now that actually starts the fight other than Vi. Vi's a good one. Oh, Mordekaiser. Yes, this does make sense. They might pick something like Camille top or something for Rivals. And if that Camille does come out, Mordekaiser kind of shuts that down. So that's a good ban. We'll have to see how they respond off of that ban.
Honestly expect the rivals to either ban another top laner, a hard engaged top laner like the Camille, or ban the Ari because the Ari can really be not only a good safe pick here and to aim for the mid lane, but also really good paired with the Vi to pick people off
Yeah, they
pretty
can
well.
play pretty well through the side lane, especially like you said, Vi RA. That's pretty dangerous to step up to a wave to. Going to be responding with the LeBlanc ban. So those of you don't know, Nicholas is kind of a LeBlanc enjoy, and there is going to be the RA that we were talking about.
Seems like somebody listening to the stream here.
I don't know.
Coach, get out of Twitch. Get out of Twitch, coach. Nah, probably the caster's curse.
Caster's curse is a real thing, or come from fighting games. We hear it all the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we'll see who they're gonna pick. I'm assuming for the mid lane here, probably gonna say the top side for counter pick. But let's see.
I think R4 mid here is good, and Asol is a really safe R4 mid. It's going to give him a lot of team fight pressure too.
Thing is though, it's gonna lock him behind a lot of scaling. They already have Kaisa. Now you got the Aurelian Soul too. They're gonna have to have a top laner that can make presence known early in the game. So Vi has somewhere that can go.
Unironically, I think Garen could be kind of a decent choice. Urgot, you know, Moby White's been an Urgot player so far this season. I've played against the Urgot. Syndra going to be picked for Nicholas is kind of a signature pick for Nicholas. I'm not surprised to see this. Nicholas is a very strong Syndra player. He plays it a lot. I'm surprised it wasn't banned, but it's going to be a strong pickup for Rivals. And so far, if White Lotus doesn't pick up something early game, this could be a very rough game.
Very rough game indeed. We're gonna see what rivals choose to round out their team comp with. And it's looking like it's gonna be a Cho'Gath, nice beefy tank in the front line. Oh, this is gonna be this pretty beefy team with Braum, Volibear, and Cho'Gath. If Jinx or Syndra falls behind, this team is gonna struggle.
Yeah, there's only really realistically 2 damage sources, but I will say if I was the Jinx in this game, I am so happy right now to have a front line to just auto attack from behind.
You stay there until we get a cease and desist. No, I'm joking.
And there it is. It's gonna be the Urgot I was talking about. At some good early game presence. Urgot pretty scary as a top laner, and I'm not really too familiar with the Cho'Gath Urgot matchup, but I assume it's probably not that great for Cho'Gath, you know, not having really the same early game damage as some of these other top laners do. So we'll see if the Vi wants to get this Urgot ahead nice and early and give a really dominating presence in the side lane. Like, I would be very scared to match a fed Urgot. That's kind of a scary champion.
Definitely a scary champion and scary times if he does get fed. But I will say, I feel like the composition of Rivals is kind of easier to pilot, but I like White Lotus is better because even though Rivals is a lot easier to pilot, just front to back the whole time. The amount of team fight, I feel like White Lotus has a lot better of a team fight and a lot better of a time in that moment. Just because even though yes, you have the Braum, you have the Cho'Gath up there, you have the Volibear at the front line, Syndra Soul single target, and eventually Aurelian Soul is gonna be able to burn through their front line anyway. I mean, as long as Vi gets within range, I mean, and doesn't fall out the game, she's gonna die. And even if still, that sets up a plasma mark for Kai'Sa to be able to kill an instinct too, and then they take out a target. Not only that, especially with a front line, Urgot likes that because as long as Aurelion Sol can burn down one of the tanks, and you get the fear beyond death onto one of them, and then you got immediately the rest of the front line is feared after already executing that and one of the tanks as it is. It's gonna be a rough time. I gotta say I like White Lotus's draft here a lot more, even though Rivals is easier to execute.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. This is just a standard White Lotus draft. They're going to be very comfortable running this, and uh, yeah. After all, Urgot sitting in the front line, all it takes is him to have a death stance, and he's never dying. That champion can eat a lot of damage. And Aurelion Soul is just the champion. I think we can all agree. Having the max health damage on his passive, he is just going to burn through the front line at some point in this game.
I feel like that this is mid is gonna be a big place of contention, especially for Rivals. Rivals have to target down Aurelion Soul pretty quickly and try to put him behind. Because in all honesty, Aurelion Soul is gonna be the key factor here for that team and for the team of White Lotus. Because even if Urgot falls behind, let's say he does, right? If A Soul can still just help him get that fear beyond depth, Urgot really has done his job right there already to get that fear off and disorient and the entire like front line and mostly the team comp of Rivals. So it's not so they have to target mid. But granted, I will say though, Rivals do have a better 2v2 on that river. So they try to so unless White Lotus brings numbers, it's gonna be a rough time towards I ain't trying to fight for Scuttles earlier, unless they're like meet up in topside and Urgot maybe, helps out a little bit more. But he's not gonna be able to run down a Syndra, so it's still gonna be not exactly the greatest of times.
Yeah, and as you touched upon at the first part of your talk about White Lotus's draft, it's still Vi Kai'Sa. All it takes is one cease and desist. Kais is now on your backline, and we all know Kais is a champion right now. She's an AP burst mage with mobility. She will one-shot Jinx if she gets onto her. She'll one-shot Syndra if she gets onto her. So not only is the front line going to be scattered, that backline's just going to get exploded if they're not careful. And it looks like might have been an error in draft. I see someone departed the lobby, so it might take a little bit longer than normal, but
Well, it's
yeah.
all good. Meanwhile, while we wait to get in the game for this game one of this, well, hopefully explosive series for Rivals versus White Lotus Wisteria, we're gonna throw it over to the intermission. You guys go ahead and get your drinks, snacks, beer, soda, juice, kiss your wives, husband, good night, because it should be a good one tonight, folks. And we'll see you when we get back on the Rift. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the game one rivals versus White Lotus. I hope you got your drinks. I hope you got your snacks because we're about to get down and dirty, baby, on this rift. Now, looking like a standard 5-point setup from both sides. Not really much gonna happen on the early game for at least a couple of minutes. But every game I casted so far, Hell breaks loose around 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 2.5. So maybe we'll keep this streak going. We have some fun tonight, all right? But like I said already, just standard 5-point, nothing crazy for the moment.
So two things I want to point out. First thing we got, that's Conquer on Vi. So she might be looking to punch the front line a little bit more and stay a little more healthier. As well as we seem to be missing a support item on our Braum currently.
Oh man, you already cracking under pressure, Sauce. What you doing, brother?
Soren going to take a little bit of damage from that exchange, but nothing too hard. Gets the ward that he wants. Going to be able to see that early jungle pathing. Oh, look like we got some cheese going on here.
As we got the crash out coming in from the rail, looking to get the plasma stack detonated onto the Jinx. We got the Braum passive detonated onto the rail. They get more damage. Slowly walking it down. Forces the flash out. She's probably gonna just pop a couple of pots, but stay back for a little bit.
Only Ignite used on the side of Rivals, so that's a pretty great trade for Rivals' bot lane here. Gonna have a lot of early pressure. Braum still doesn't have a support item, so
it's gonna be a late time getting that World Atlas up and running. But also the thing is, I'm surprised they just didn't target the Braum anyway, because he doesn't have any potions, no items. So
maybe they didn't notice. Maybe they it wasn't something that was crossing their mind. But Sport gotta be careful here. He's really low. No flash.
He does still have the exhaust, and Braum doesn't have Ignite, so just keep that part in the minds. As we got a little trade in mid lane, Syndra managed to win and then staying healthy.
Got some pretty standard pathing. However, it looks like Volibear might just be doing 3 camps and looking to get this Urgot early. Vi actually gonna come down bot lane. They might be able to get something here. Going right in on Husky, and Burst Blood going right over to Smolder's Gate.
Yes, sir. Looking like it's another kill over to not only Smolder Gate, but kill over to Soren Noah. They getting that bot lane going, baby.
Bot lane's been really strong from so far. Moby White gonna be getting ganked right now. Oh, knocked.
And they're gonna stop. And they're gonna stop his E. Is now Moby is forced to flash out. He's taking a lot of damage, but he's gonna be able to walk out. He does have that teleport too, so he can come back to the lane, especially with Cho'Gath pushing that lane into him instead of Robo really just freeze. But now we have a gank mid as Nicholas forced to also blow flash. We got Flash City up in here, man. I told you guys the chaos normally starts somewhere between 2 minutes to 2.5 when I'm here. I keep telling you the streak is still alive, baby. We get action every time I'm here.
I do love watching me some unfiltered chaos and a good old League of Legends game, so I'm glad to see that we're having a very aggressive early game.
Aggressive it is, and looking like Aurelion Sol looking to trade back up to that Syndra. Maybe a little overzealous. He is missing a lot. He doesn't have much mana at all. Making none now. He's going to be forced to have to walk away. Probably should recall and just reset and TP back, but he's going to opt to stay and try to farm still. Rail's coming in to help support him, make sure he's able to get that lane pushing.
Nicholas doesn't have flash, so they actually nope. And Nicholas is gonna be able to walk out, no issues at all.
Yeah, he's not. They're not gonna be able to kill because Asol doesn't have any mana, so it's be pretty much dependent on Rail. I will say though, we got nope. Never mind. As I started to talk, we got to engage in a trade going on the top side. Moby might have been a little bit overzealous. Thought he was gonna be able to do a little bit more than what he can. And that Volibear is back on the top side of that map, so it's gonna be a little rough time. As Moby is going to get flashed on by the Volibear, tossing around, but it should be a death. Yes, sir, it is. Kill over to the Volibear.
It's got to be careful about when to go in. This jungler's on the bot side, currently helping mid. Hold some of the farm for the ace also. Tiny bit of an overstep, but not too much is lost. Kill goes with the Volibear. Volibear has to burn flash, so...
Yeah, as they're focused, they're putting a lot of focus in their top side, but I don't think it's gonna help them too much. As it's cool that they get more gold and get more gold onto the Volibear and never mind. As we got the smite still coming out from Todd, is now he's looking to invade the Vi. Vi looking to fight back, catches it with the Vault Breaker. Urgot's coming around the backside, so is Flash on R. Vi is forced to flash, but Volibear doesn't have one himself, so he's kind of trapped there, especially with no Blast Cone. Syndra's coming up to help, and she's going to land the QE combo, get damage onto the A. So now this fight is actually looking like it's turning on White Lotus Wisteria's head right now.
And
both sides will
somehow
back off.
no one dies. I'm surprised no one died there.
I mean, I'm surprised just as much as you are, my friend. But as we see, the gold lead is still in White Lotus Wisteria's hand right now, a little under a 1K, right under it. And so it's still a pretty close game. Nothing to say anything crazy about at the moment. As got a little bit of trading on the bot.
Only thing about the gold lead that is interesting is 600 gold ahead for Smolder over Husky.
I mean, it does make sense though. He has a kill and assist, and he also has a 8 CS goalie too. So
pretty good. But Robo gonna hit 6 first and looking to trade on to Moby, and not gonna find a whole lot.
To get out of there.
Yeah, both are pretty low on mana, so might see some recall soon. Grubby's gonna be taken by Rivals.
Now that they have a White Lotus, bot lane is not there, so they can't trade to Drake at the current moment.
I did see a ping over the Drake, so they're probably going to be moving into it very soon. However, it might be risky if Dinosaur Todd walks down. However, Soren did get the back first, so Soren does have the current item advantage. So I doubt we would see the fight happen, but
now that because of the back that bot lane of White Lotus chose, there will be a play going over to Husky and Sauce. And as they're gonna get spotted on the dragon, they're gonna be forced off as Volibear now is walking up along with the Syndra. Now we got 4 people on. Rarely Soul's gonna be extremely late to the party, so this should be a free Drake over to the side of Rivals.
I was a little bit concerned about the timings of when it was getting traded and kind of how it played out. I'm surprised White Lotus didn't decide to fight it, but it is gonna be what it is. 3 grubbies for Rivals as well as just a singular Mountain Dragon, so not too much is lost.
I say if I'm on the side of White Lotus, it's mostly just don't fall behind. Like the main thing you want to do is you want to try to stay even. You're not really focused on like getting ahead at the moment. Just make sure as long as you stay in the game, you will outscale the opposition. So that's the main thing you need to be focused on. So right now they're doing all right.
Doing all right, they are. They do have a CS lead in everywhere except for top lane. So you can definitely see that they're trying to farm up and get those items as fast as they can, get to where they're stronger in the game.
I will say this, Urgot counterpick is not looking so high in lane right now. Then again, he did get ganked twice.
He got ganked twice and lost his flash on the first one. The repeat gank was really well played by Dinosaur Todd.
But outside of that, Rivals have been pretty quiet in terms of the ganks. Actually, both sides have, really. And here go to engage on and from the Cho'Gath. Urgot forced the flash out. Cho'Gath's gonna flash on him, get the trump, and now we got the Magnet Storm and bot lane. This is a lot going on. As now we got 2 kills on both sides for both sides of the map. One for the Cho'Gath, another one for the Volibear. Forced to use that ultimate. Cho'Gath looking to keep fighting with the Vi. He's looking pretty beefy, hey man.
Up this Vi right now.
Hey, Smolder might want to get out of here before he gets dove. And he's gonna kill an instinct more onto the tower. Oh my! Bye bye, my friend. Bye bye, Kaisa. And as we were talking about a goal lead,
Dinosaur Todd Lee, he lived. I thought he was dead to the next tower shot.
Well, I tell you what is dead is that goal lead that White Lotus just had. Now it's gone.
Yeah.
As he get an ult down from Aurelion Soul, trying to get more damage now onto that Syndra, along with using it to clear that lane a little bit. I'm assuming he's gonna try to back out right after.
Yeah, we should see a recall very soon from him. Not a lot of mana left in the tank yet. Wow, that's a little bit scary if you're White Lotus Wisteria. You tried to trade something bot side, but Volibear was just there, prepared for every second of it, and both your bot laners get killed, and this Volibear is 3-0. This is very scary. Nicholas gonna be looking for something on Moby White here.
He gets the E, but doesn't get the dark spear onto it here. But Syndra with the unleashed power going to knock Urgot not dead, but low enough, and Robo's going to finish it off. Another kill over to the Cho'Gath.
I'm going to be personally honest. I'd be pretty scared of a Fed Cho'Gath. However, so we're going to look for the cease and desist.
And we got 3 on the top side. Smoden's going to get another kill. They're going to back off and look at those Void Grubs as Volibear is going to put a war in the river, spot them out. But what is he going to do about it? I mean, you have no Syndra. I mean, you got tanks, but congrats. Urgot's now TPing in, so best bet is back off, man.
Yeah, I'd probably back off. No ultis on the Cho'Gath or the Volibear.
Well, but like it's not gonna matter because there is no flash of the Cho'Gath. Magnustor comes down with the crash down. There is the Fear Beyond Death kill over to the Urgot to try to help him get back into the game.
Very well played by White Lotus Wisteria to recognize the situation there, knowing that their opponents aren't really prepared to fight, and they just took the engage and just shoved it at them.
All right, we got 3 grubs over, not 3 for both sides. As Kaisa is getting down.
Wow, that is a lot of damage on the Syndra. Going for Sork Shoes early is very smart.
That, along with the Hex Tech Alternator, man, it's gonna hurt.
That did a lot of damage. I wasn't ready for that.
All right, it was Syndra shoving his lane in. As she is not going to try to go for a play. Oh, never mind. She is. As support is going to lift the back. Like their bot lane is going to be sticking around mid with Aurelion still going down bot. As he's going to TP up to that bot lane because Drag is up soon too. So as Vi is pathing her way down to that bot side too. Keep in mind, we'll take it. Everybody's ultimate is up for the side, except for Fear Beyond Death for the side of White Lotus, Wisteria. My bad, and the Magnustorm. Both of those are down. But the Fear Beyond Death is going to be up fairly soon. Along with the Magnustorm. But if we look at the other side of Rivals, longer cooldown on the Braum ultimate. And we're already looking for a fight as now we got the Aurelion ultimate coming down along with the Volibear. They're looking for kills, looking for blood. Oh, and Syndra's going to save the Jinx life. Hussey's going to barely make it out. He's going to get excited as what Rivals are actually going to take this fight back. A-Soul trying to get finally finish off the Jinx. Woo, man. That is unfortunate.
Before this fight kicked off, I was just going to say the item advantage is not in White Lotus Wisteria, only having just the completed Rylai's and Static Shiv for Aurelion Sol and Kaisa. Meanwhile, on Rival's side, there was a Roa on Volibear as well as the Heart Steel. Gonna get some Heart Steel stacks in that fight as well.
Even though Cho'Gath got some more gold off those fights in that bot lane and on that dragon side, and Cho'Gath's gonna get a plate in mid. Urgot's able to get some more damage down that top tier 1 tower. And it looks like Volibear's gonna be helping that Syndra shove in that bot side too. With Aurelion Sol coming down and Vi on the side of the map, they should be able to protect that turn pretty well. Now we got Braum. And Braum and Husky both in the top side. Really still be able to clear it pretty well. Moby might be on Death's door as he tries to run away. He already expended the flash. Super Mega Death Rider is not up, but it doesn't matter anyway. She's going to use Pow Pow to just finish the job, and that's another kill over to the Jinx.
Yeah, it's starting to become a problem. White Lotus needs to slow down the game. This Jinx is getting a lot of gold, if I'm not mistaken. I believe this Jinx now took back the gold lead that was taken away so early on. White Lotus going to look to get this Rift Herald instead, but they got to be careful here because Super Mega Death Rocket's up, and so Syndra also has her ult as well. And Robo's just going to walk up at them.
Cho'Gath does not have ult at the moment, we'll say that. But the issue is, for his items, they don't really have items yet to be able to deal with the front line of Rivals at the moment. So they keep looking for these fights, but it's not really much they can do off of them at the current time.
Oh, Sauce can be able to flash away, and Rival's going to be able to pick up 2 kills, and now the Rift Herald as we see Volibear moving up there.
Yeah, as Rivals they are running away with this game at the moment.
Hoping to look for a traded kill potentially on Robo.
Alright, so we got to engage over on a Robo. Urgot's going to get another kill on the board. Moby Now two kills try to help with that gold with the gold deficit that this man has. But I don't think it really matters because I think Rival's still gonna be pretty happy as they just took the bot tier 1. And but Dino is getting chased down. He's gonna be able to get away from that. He does also have the ultimate too to be able to try to help keep him alive, just in case they try to dive. Now Syndra moving into that mid lane, not allowing that Kai'Sa to get more damage down to mid T1, keeping it pretty healthy.
I just want to point out that Nicholas also has gotten his loot in, so Kai'Sa now has to be careful if she wants to farm on the way for Syndra there. But Soren gonna get caught out here in the enemy jungle, potentially looking for a vision or a blue buff, and kill's gonna go over to Nicholas, extending the Syndra's lead over Asol.
Man, as rivals are running away with this game. And about a 3.8k goal lead over to rival side right now. Already 2 dragons up, equal on the grubs, but one tower over the rivals. Looking for a second with that Rift Herald coming in now, coming in high, boom, almost dead.
It makes me happy to see that Dinosaur can drift the Rift Herald well. Oh, Aurelion Sol's gonna ult in, and
it's just gonna be for wave clear, unfortunately.
Big thing is though, is the Herald got the second charge there from the tier 2. Sport's gonna go
as the crash out comes in from support along with the Magnus Storm, but his life might be all in vain. He's gonna die from a super mega death rocket by Husky as Soren looking to continue on to Nicholas, but he's getting knocked back by the Syndra teleport coming in from Robo. This engage turned sour really quickly.
Oh, and turned sour it did. I don't think that's... I think Smolder should probably recall right now and let Aurelion Sol wave clear as much as possible, but...
It's pretty dangerous for either one of them to be wave clearing right now. Keep in mind, they still have Cho'Gath pretty healthy, along with Syndra. She did not use that Unleashed power yet either.
But Rivals is going to back off for now, take their riches, looking to get some resets. We got Dragon coming up in about a minute. 50 seconds on the Dragon timer. Probably going to look to play to get this Dragon. It is going to be Infernal Soul, which I personally would be very careful about Infernal Soul on not only Syndra, but also Jinx when they're ahead.
Most definitely. Even like not even the Jinx, but it makes that combo power of Syndra so much more deadlier.
1 Q right now, I'm pretty sure will do at least a third of Kai'Sa's HP with Infernal Soul.
Oh, most definitely. And then, Lord forbid, if Nuke and Nicholas actually goes get the Storm Surge, but it doesn't look like he's going that second item. Looks like more of a Shadow Flame second item here, as he has the newly Sea Large Rod and 2 Amp Tombs.
I think Shadow Flame is really good. He's got a really long lead. He doesn't have to go into Storm Surge always. He doesn't need the damage from Storm Surge to get a one-shot. He just needs to hit his combo, and if he has Shadow Flame, these Infernal Dragons are going to make up with that little bit of extra AP, and Nicholas is going to find a combo onto Flash on F, and wow.
Almost kills him.
Flash on F by no means super squishy. White Lotus Wisteria going to go to the top side here to get this top tier 2.
As they're looking to trade, as Rivals are also pushing up that mid lane. Baron's gonna be on the board in a little less than a minute too. So keep in mind, I would think Rivals probably gonna set up for it, try to bait White Lotus to a fight, and try to end the game off of it. As we're looking to get more damage down onto that Aurelion Sol, Syndra putting down heavy damage, his QWs, slinging the Dark Spears. As we got the Crash Down and Magnus Storm, looking like 2's gonna be dead. Fear Beyond Death's gonna catch 1. Urgot's gonna catch another one. Double kill over the Moby. As we got the cease and desist onto Nicholas, make him going down too. Volibear trying to run for his life. He's gonna get hit by the Vault Breaker as they're trying to run this man down right now. Volibear forced. Oh, he's gonna take the Blast Cone. Oh, Killer Instinct already being used by the Kai'Sa. He's gonna get the flash. Also, now Volibear's gonna get the speed boost. They're still chasing this man. I don't think they're gonna be able to catch him though.
No, I think he's too fast. That one Cloud Soul, that one Cloud Drake is just gives him enough movement speed. Had the Scuttle in the river to get away. Everybody flashed. Oh, this is dangerous for White Lotus still. Everyone's gonna be back up for this Baron anyways. And Smoldersky doesn't have flash. Neither does support for the flash crash down.
I will say that a lot of the ultimates are down too. That's cease and desist, fear beyond death, along with that killer instinct and Magnet Storm. All four big abilities down. As Cho'Gath is Robo's gonna find Moby trying to recall, and yeah, it's gonna be like a free Baron because this should be a easy kill onto the Urgot.
Yep,
Overstaying is
and
welcome in the bot lane.
you gotta watch those timers. You gotta know when you gotta leave. You can't stay on that wave too long. Respawn timers aren't that long yet. It's still only 20 minutes into this game. Looks like Rival's gonna start setting up this Baron. And they might just start it. Yeah, they're just going to start it right now. Very good from them. The White Lotus is down a member. Cease and desist is not up yet.
And Mitch Pepperson's going to do it along with, and you got Cho'Gath pushing that bot lane as Rival's going to opt to back off of it. They do have teleport from the Cho'Gath, so it throws me off why they're backing off. Now you got two members back from the side of White Lotus. I would think they're going to start back on it. Yeah, they are.
They waited for two members of White Lotus to show up before they continued the Baron. They didn't want to get hit by this Ace ult. That was actually a very smart decision. They waited for Cho'Gath to put the pressure onto the bot, tier 3. Bait two members of White Lotus Wisteria, because I mean, we already have seen that Moby cannot solo this Cho'Gath right now. TB going to come in for Robo, and that was at 1 HP. That was scary.
That almost got taken by the Aurelian Soul.
That was close. However, Rav's going to get the Baron, just as planned. White Lotus can try to get this mid-tier 1, open up the map a little bit for their side.
I will say this too, that for the side of White Lotus, there's still plenty of standing gold. They both the mid T1 and T2 are still up. You also have the bot T2 still up.
The bot
so
T1
keep that in mind. And
taken by Moby. Just took it. Gets the gold for his team.
Yep, and also looking at the goal lead, it's only still, it's not 4K just yet. It's a little bit under. So it's not like they're not running away with the game just yet in terms of gold. But if you look at it from the stats of Drake being 3, and also if you want to include like the stats off of the 3 grubs, both of them equal on it. In theory, Rivals are pretty far ahead.
And in this Infernal Soul for Rivals will just give them an even larger superficial gold lead. Because once you get that Infernal Soul, once you get that bonus adaptive damage on any hit, that's a lot of extra damage coming out. Looking at White Lotus, not that many defensive items other than on Rel and the 1 Hex Drinker that is sitting on Vi right now.
I will say this too, keep in mind that Urgot now with the completed Black Cleaver along with the Stride Breaker be able to slow that front line of Rivals and apply the armor pin. Keep this also in mind. The both mid laners are on 2 items along with the AD carries as they're looking for a cease and desist onto Volibear. Alrighty, and we're looking for a fight. Volibear ultimate. Vi is gonna die for this. As now we're just looking crash down Magnet Storm, and now the ultimate should catch Jinx right on top of her. As Zarelli is gonna kill the Jinx, but it's not gonna really matter. As 3 of his teammates already dead, about to make it 4 in a moment. Oh no, as Moby actually is looking like he's gonna kill the Urgot, possibly. Nope, Urgot's gonna make it out, but we got 2 separated fights here. As now the Urgot's being chased down by the Braum and Syndra. He's trying to run for his life. Moby gets killed, but along with the never mind. Flash. Well, so he looked to him. He's in the grave.
Brilliant Soul trying to fly his way out of there. The lightning bolt's gonna catch him right out from the sky, and I think that is what Todd needs to get over to this dragon. You got Respawn, Soren, and support trying to make their way over.
It doesn't like they're gonna be actually making their way there as Vi is doing her wolf camp, so it's gonna be Infernal Soul over the Rivals.
This Volibear is 6-0. This is dangerous. He's definitely sitting on a lot of gold right now. He just finished his Spear Visage. I don't think Aurelian Soul's going to do a lot less damage to him now. And if you notice in that fight, that Volibear took like no damage. Ever. Cease and desist going on to him. Some targets were hitting him, and his HP bar just kind of didn't move.
Yeah, I don't understand why they cease and desist onto Volibear. That was absolutely the wrong target.
While I would understand trying to catch the jungler up before a soul fight, there just was not enough information.
But it's also the jungler is also Volibear.
Yeah, he's a very tanky champion. I believe he already had the fully stacked Roa, so he's not going to get one-shot by anybody. The only person who can realistically do burst, as Soren's going to get caught out, probably looking for vision.
As they're going to be looking to fight here, Cease and Desist comes out onto the Volibear again, but Volibear might actually die. He's going to ult over the wall, but Killer Instinct comes out from the Kai'Sa, so make it a 1-for-1 trade. But it's going to be a 2-for-1. Support's going to die himself. But he's staying alive for a nice time, as Moby's also getting a kill on the Syndra. They're still fighting it out on the top side, as okay, Aurelion Sol thought he was gonna just sit there and do that for free. But as they just now learned, ain't nothing free in this town. Make so 4 dead on White Lotus Wisteria side. Make it 3 on Rivals.
Yep. So that was a fight that I didn't expect to break out in the way it did. But it's going to go in the favor of Rivals. These KDAs across the board are dangerous. They did find the Volibear. I still don't entirely agree with Cease and Desist onto the Volibear. He was actually able to get over the wall and kind of body blocked the Asol. That ultimate over the wall to body block the Asol and pressure him off of queuing made that fight easy. Because Sauce should have died. Sauce 100% should have died. Very low on the Braum. He was in the middle of the E. But the body blocking was just enough to make sure that Sauce didn't die immediately. And that Braum shield, yeah, that Braum shield did a lot.
I won't necessarily say it was the body block, though, because Dinosaur Tall was actually about to die himself until he actually ulted over that wall. So in order to really just stop them both from dying, he had to ult over that wall and actually get that Q stun onto the Aurelion Sol to stop him from killing. Because really, in all honesty, if there wasn't no Q stun, Volibear honestly probably can die over that wall and die on the other side of that too. Because of how the way Aurelion Sol Q functions.
100%. But I think him zoning out Aurelion Sol all the fight does keep a lot more of his teammates healthy. Husky able to just stay alive for so long. I got 3 passive resets with Jinx. Sure, he went down to Smolder's Gate, but Robo was very easily able to clean up that Infernal Soul, making everything a little more dangerous too. That one auto with the Heartsteel proc onto Smolder, that did so much damage.
I will say though, the longer Rivals let this game go, the worse is and the harder it's gonna get to close it out. Cause especially now, Aurelion Sol, look at he already has a Haunted guy. He's trying to finish up and to go and get that Meandrous Torment. You also have no penetration yet on the Kai'Sa, so she's just doing everything off of just base passive and abilities at the moment. But once these champions get online, because you already got 2 Black Cleavers online for the Vian and the Urgot, so it's like the more items they get, the worse it's gonna get for Rivals. Even though this Volibear is pretty fed, and right now he's beating the living crap out of Moby, as Dinosaur Todd is going to just say hi and make his name presence known to him.
Navori Volibear is a very cool build right now.
Yeah, you gotta love tanks running down people. It's fun times, man.
Yep.
Fun times. As now this top T2 is going to go down and over to the side of Rivals, they look to finally break open this base. As the humongous ultimate is gonna catch 4. Are we gonna see the crash down Magnastorm kind of rep? Nope, just a Q stun. That's all. I was expecting something. All right, I got my hopes up.
Probably not looking confident. Their Vi's currently pushing down the tier 2 mid.
That is true, but Volibear is also on the other side and bot lane, about to crack open their base.
Yeah, there goes the tier 3. The inhib is looking next, and it's very scary. I think Smolder and support just back up here.
Yeah, as we're looking at this, looking at the base of White Lotus right now, turns are looking real good. We got the Flash. Got the Flash ultimate over from the Cho'Gath, but he's going to get Fear Beyond Death. He's going to go down 2. It's going to be a trade 1-for-1. Make it 2, actually, because Rel died, too. As Sauce is going to look like might die, but Cease and Desist targets the right person this time, and Jinx is going to die, too. Braum also. They're looking to hunt down Syndra. And, come on, Soren. You just kind of messed up the Aurelion, but I guess you wanted all the glory because you're going to get a kill over on Nicholas, too.
Huge turnaround, and I think, honestly, a very big overstay from Rivals. You know, you see that vibe vanish mid, you probably figure she's recalling, and your Volibear tanked a lot of damage to get the bot inhib. I think you just back up after the inhib and you don't try to fight there,
But here's the big problem though. Four are dead. Jinx is coming up soon, so is Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath does have TP, but Elder is about to be on the map before all four of them get on the map themselves. There, as you see, the teleport immediately coming out for the Cho'Gath. It's gonna be Volibear and Cho'Gath trying to fight, along with Urgot and not Urgot. Sorry, Aurelion Sol TP down to the bot lane. It's gonna be a hard fight for them to win as they're looking to try to take this Elder. Oh man, we got ultimates coming down. We already had the Super Mega Death Ride come out. Cho'Gath's trying to take it, but he's not gonna be able to get it. Elder Soul over to White Lotus. They're looking to turn around this game. Can they fight their way out of it? Cho'Gath barely taking damage. Here comes the Braum ultimate. They're gonna leave support to die, and the rest are gonna be trying to make their way out. But here comes the Syndra, not realizing she might be on death's door, and she's gonna make it out because of the Zarnias. Cease and desist comes out. Elder's gonna finish the job and make it 3 dead on White Lotus. They're still trying to run. Cho'Gath's looking to get the Q, but he's gonna be out of range.
Even with Elder getting taken by White Lotus, Wisteria just was not enough for that fight. The flank from Syndra to stop them from running away and even split them up.
What the hell was this sporadic fight?
It was definitely chaos, and we knew we were going to get chaos this series. Robo is just so tanky, though.
Yep, and now we got Rivals trying to finish off the game, but 2 members of White Lotus still do have the Elder Drake, and along with support coming back up. Keep in mind, he's still going to do Crash Down, and Magna Storm is going to be coming up fairly soon.
And so, Smolder and Flash on F both still have Elder. The 2 carries for White Lotus Wisteria have Elder right now, and it's very scary.
And as Rivals look to make their way onto that Baron, getting it started, as White Lotus had to clear that base, they're going to be late getting to the party. As they're not all 4 traveling together, as the jungler is kind of lagging behind. So, the Soren might not be able to get in their first might. But we're going to have Flash Magna Storm. I don't understand what you thought she was going to do there. And hasta la vista, baby. This is game over. As Rivals, we're going to be looking to close out this game pretty fairly easily. As 3 members of White Lotus are dead.
They've already got their super minions pushing in triple inhib. They got Baron buff. I think this game is a done deal. Rivals playing very well throughout the entire game, consistently making good plays across the map, and I think White Lotus just played their comp a little too fast.
A little too fast is an understatement. As it seems like Flash doesn't care about his KDA. He just said, "Here, you can take a free dragon, along with Soren." So game 1 over to Rivals. I would say it was interesting.
Overall, I'll say it's pretty clean play coming in from Rivals' side. I think some very good calls made across the board. The Volibear. That Volibear was an issue the whole game. That Volibear did so much early game. Bullying Moby White, not letting the Urgot get that many items to be as tanky and as much of a threat as we had predicted to be in the draft. He was just always so squishy on the front line that he would kind of just explode before Death from Beyond could actually hit anyone or even get a proc. The couple of times that it did go off, we saw those fights turn right into White Lotus's favor because the fear got onto the Jinx. The fear would get onto the Syndra, and there was really good moments with that, but Urgot was just so far behind for so long that he didn't have enough HP to stay alive on that front line, especially compared to a Cho'Gath.
Yeah, man. Well, this game was it doesn't feel like a White Lotus game to me. It felt like watching this was like they were trying to play how they typically play their version of League of Legends, but with a comp that doesn't fit that. Like they played a scaling comp with a comp and they played a scaling comp, but played like if they had like already Ari, or they had like somebody that turns on like early or mid game that spikes around that time. Like you can't be playing like that. It's gonna come back and bite you in the butt, especially if you keep trying to find these early fights that you don't have the strength for. And that's what Rivals, they took advantage of it and they won the game of it. So game 1 over to Rivals as we go take a look at these stats in the post game lobby.
Alrighty, and A lot of big damage coming off from rival side. Wow. And Aurelion Sol did do a lot of damage throughout the game, as we said it was going to happen. But I think consistently rivals show that they're willing to play the style they need to beat White Lotus's comp. But we'll have to see how that comes out in the game too. For now, we're going to turn it over to a quick intermission as we transition to this game 2 and get the game 2 draft all set up. right, here we are prepared for the game 2 draft. I wonder what changes we might see. We might see a Volibear ban from the side of White Lotus Wisteria. That B1 Volibear was pretty strong last time.
Definitely was. I do think this should have been a double ban jungle. That's what I was expecting coming out of White Lotus. I do expect it coming out of this game too now. And probably take Zyra off the board. Leave Aurora there. Aurora is pretty strong pick for the patch at the current moment. We'll see. Only time will tell. As both sides wait for him to get ready so we can go ahead and get this draft on the road, baby.
Yes, sir. But I will say I am glad that this series has been a bloodbath one way or another. There was a lot of early fighting starting about 2 minutes. Hopefully,
Definitely was.
Hopefully it keeps up because I do love me an exciting bloodbath to cast.
Definitely hope it keeps up, but I do expect White Lotus to draft a more early to mid game composition, maybe like a scalar or two, like they try to be their insurance policy to help them win the late game and win later in the game if it gets to that point. But only time will tell as we are still waiting to get in the draft at the moment. I will say this too, as far as that game 1. I felt like I was looking at White Lotus, especially like all the early trading. I feel like Braum not having 8 items that did not get abused at all. Like White Lotus, when they see mistakes made out of rivals, they have to be quick to pull that trigger and actually be able to abuse that mistake and try to take a lead for themselves. Like I don't think no reason why Braum should be able to just be in that lane freely with no items.
Yeah, especially because it eventually turned into White Lotus's bot lane getting double killed, and that was a little bit insane to see, to say the least. As we're about to get started into this draft soon.
No, they got the kill on onto rivals first because Vi did gank, but especially with Braum being behind on the World Atlas stacks at that point because of him accidentally started out, it should have been abusing that a lot more. Be able to keep that vision control on that bot side, just constantly just abusing them. But now with the draft for game 2 now started. We got the Way ban coming out, sticking around the same with the Udyr coming out from White Lotus Wisteria. Look to see if they actually opt to ban that Volibear for this second game. As we now have the Sedge 1 coming out also from rivals, as we are shooting out these bans pretty quickly. No time wasted around here.
So far, looking the same bans from both sides in the same exact order. As Aurora is going to be taken down for White Lotus Wisteria. And now, rivals might be thinking about this third ban now.
And now, looking at the trend, I'm assuming it's going to be a Moo, and yes, it is.
Rivals not going to change anything up, but yep, there is going to be the Volibear going. It was a problem in the early game, and it was really hard to kill him in late.
Now, I got to see what they actually opt to pick B1 here again. They're going to opt to pick the jungler. They're going to go AD carry here. I mean, I'm not sure if rivals can pilot and can play the Yone, as that could be also a B1 here too if they really want to. But as we get into the last 4 seconds, we're going to see what rivals actually opt to pick up. And it's going to be the Vi.
That's going to take the Vi. That is really good because they're still denying Soren another jungler again.
But it's also risky picking Vi so early because now you can pick a comp that can play around that. Like Vi this early is actually like it's not really good at all. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's not good at all. Well, as long as they have a coach that can help them draft around it, it's gonna be rough. And there's the Jarvan coming out for Soren on White Lotus.
Jarvan's gonna bring a lot of early game. Now, will they continue to pick more early game to help support this Jarvan, or are we going to see a repeat of last draft where we see too much late game and nothing really for this Jarvan to go for? Zaya's not a bad choice. You see the Vi B1.
And especially with them all getting caged in by Cataclysm, it makes it easier for Zaya to set up feathers and also be able to just retract them with that E and just do massive damage in those team fights. But I will look at it now. White Lotus and that R3, they're gonna have to pick if they want that RE pick. They're gonna have to pick it there. As we look at for what Rival's going to be picking for that B2, B3 slot, as it's going to be Nautilus to continue that dive to assist that Vi and be able to pick targets off. And let's see what they're going to partner up with to round their comp out and round them out for the first 3 picks.
Nautilus Vi is very scary if you're a backliner. I think I agree. This Ari should be picked up on R3 because it is definitely getting banned away. Ari being a very mobile champion, and I'm sure Rivals is well aware of that, and they don't want to give White Lotus Wisteria more safety. And Syndra going to be picked out B3 here. Nicholas looking really consistent on the champion. I'm not really surprised you're going to pick it early.
Now I'm expecting Ari here. Ari does have a decent okay matchup into the Syndra, so it would be a fine in mid lane, especially now you have a Jarvan up too. You can abuse that mid lane. But would he actually pick it here? You go into the last 5 seconds, let's figure this one out. I would hope they do. As no, they're off to pick the rail, so I'm expecting Ari to get banned again. I don't know why they just didn't pick Ari to add R3, but already. Maybe they got something cooking. I don't know.
Hey, you never know what White Lotus is cooking. So we're going into game 2. Jinx going to get banned away from Husky. They didn't pick AD in the first 3, so they're probably going to target down some of Husky's ADCs here, I'd say. We might see an Ashe ban coming in on the side of White Lotus Wisteria as well. What do you think Rivals are going to ban here?
Oh, same. I mean, Ari's going to get banned again. There it is.
Ari, we knew that was going to happen.
It's probably the same stuff. Because also, they do need AP on the side of White Lotus too, so Mordecai's probably going to be gone here too. No doubt. Same bans as game 1, I'm sure of it. As White Lotus, they double banned 80 carries. Both Kaisa and Jinx are off the board currently.
I see Husky potentially just picking Ashe here. Ashe fits really well into this. Asol going to get banned away. They're actually going to just double down on this Asol ban. Asol did kind of make that game drag out a lot longer than it needed to.
Yeah, but I didn't feel like the Asol really did anything. As the Flash is gonna look to take the Victor onto the Rift against the Syndra.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all for the side of White Lotus. Victor doesn't really. I don't think Victor really complements J4 in the same way that a more aggressive control mage could.
You'll be honestly surprised how aggressive you can be with Victor, mainly because of that Death Beam. Death Beam is such an annoying ability to deal with, especially with the poke and the range that it has. It makes it far more annoying as Misfortune comes out and B4 for Rivals. Now they're contemplating what they're going to bring out for that top side. But yeah, Victor, I think it's fine. They're looking for more so Wombo into the mid. And also Victor does actually have a decent matchup into the Syndra too. So it's not a bad pick here.
Urgot going to be taken away by Rivals. Now, this is where it gets scary. Robo is not on a tank. Any lead given to Robo, he might just run away with the game. So, White Lotus need to be real careful around this top side now. It's going to be Yorick to round out the draft for White Lotus. Kinda makes sense. I think they kind of want to abuse the fact that Rival didn't really answer their presence in other lanes when they were making a play somewhere else. As you saw, the Vi last game got to just kind of run at the mid tower tier 2 for a while before backing off. So this Yorick is a pretty smart pickup in my opinion. We'll just have to see how it plays out in lane. I'm not too familiar with the Yorick Urgot matchups. I have no clue who wins that top solo.
I don't like Yorick in this composition. Because you already have you have a really good team fight already, and then you just say, "Oh, screw the team fight. We're gonna take a split pusher." And you also have to consider the fact that Nautilus and Vi gonna be looking for those picks too. So it's gonna be hell on earth if they're not able to keep their tempo lines in sync with each other, which White Lotus was struggling with that in that game 1. and now they're putting us in a position if they mess it up, they're gonna be held to pay because a lot of people are gonna be getting picked off and getting killed, and you lose pressure on the map and objective still from this. But we'll
Well,
see. I mean, both compositions like it's gonna be interesting to watch how they unfold. I did say stuff about the York, the last series that it was picked, and granted they won the game. I don't feel like it's because of York, but they did win that game. So I don't know. Maybe it'd be different here. Maybe they still give me the finger.
I'll say one thing to be
But
careful of is there's a lot of AD on the side of White Lotus Wisteria. Like, sure, Jarvan's going to shred some armor, but Victor being the sole source of magic damage on this team is a little scary with the comp that they have right now. Because if they stack armor, those Xayah feathers aren't going to hit as hard. The combo's not going to hit as hard. So that is a little bit scary.
yeah, but who's honestly gonna be stacking armor that ain't named Urgot on Nautilus? Like Vi is gonna get some. I gonna get some bruiser armors like after like I say bruiser. Tank items after like around third item, fourth item ish, but in the first two, not really. So you're not gonna have to worry about that really. Especially with Vi's gonna be flying into the Xayah too, with that cease and desist, and yeah, respond with Featherstorm. It's gonna be an interesting game.
I think this MF has the opportunity to really pop off this game, though. I will say. Uh, I like the MF in this composition because Jarvan pressing R, unless he's hitting MF, is a double-edged sword for him because now he either has to EQ, which he's probably not going to have EQ because he's probably EQ'd hard, but he's also going to be stuck in there, and there's going to be a bullet time definitely on it if MF is not inside that J4 role.
I will say this too: one champion leaving out of there is not accounted for. Also, Rel is still there. She can get that crash down and Magnus Storm her out of it. So keep that in mind.
Yes, that is true, but only one way to find out. We're going to get into this game very soon. We're going to shoot it over to a quick break while this spectator delay gets on, and we will see you guys on the Rift.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're now in game two on the Rift for Rivals versus White Lotus Wisteria. As White Lotus, they look to take back this game to try to push it to a game three, and Rivals look to close it out.
Yep, and based on the way Rivals is moving, we might have a spicy level 1.
Oh, we're about to have some shenanigans, baby.
It's my favorite. It looks like there was a pause there for, I'm assuming, audio issues.
As we got now 5 in the top side for Rivals, they're looking to catch out possibly Moby.
Oh. All right, we're gonna give it a spectator bug, but it'll fix itself. I think we take those.
All right, York. They're gonna find the York. York's trying to walk away. As we may or may not. Oh, he's gonna hit the hook anyway. And oh my goodness, Moby has the flash on the wall, but it doesn't matter. It looks like he's gonna die. Possibly, I think. Oh, Moby walks right into the knot. Why do you walk that way? Come on, Moby.
The kill over to Robo. Someone gonna flash too, and they might be able to get another one here.
Or what is White Lotus doing? They're just gifting things. Like what we're gifting summoners and life. What are we doing here? But you know what? For Rivals, that's big business in the top lane, baby. It's first blood over to the Urgot, putting them in a solid position, especially it'd be a recon, try to get another cheese and get an item to get up. The longsword coming out. He's gonna teleport over to the top side. And now flash down out of the top and the jungle for White Lotus. Yeah.
Both sides not having flash on their top jungle, but it's definitely going to be Rivals favored, considering that now we have a longsword on this Urgot immediately off recall. And, you know, we talked about this in draft. It's like, if Robo gets this lead, he's not on a tank. He's going to do damage.
And all we had to do was keep walking down the river, CJ. But, you know, we gift over donations, apparently. But with the lanes currently, aside from Urgot is gonna be slightly behind. Some pokes down in mid lane, but everything's all fine. And he didn't have to pop a pod. Probably gonna pop one fairly soon. But the CS is not too bad right now. As we got the level 2 advantage over to Husky and Sauce, but Sauce gonna miss that hook pretty hard.
And even with the missed hook, is still able to find the roots, and MF using that passive gets some pretty nice damage traded onto both of the bot laners for White Lotus Wisteria.
Yep. But, you know, they're gonna pop some pots. It's gonna come back, you know. It's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. But I also want to point out Syndra, never mind. We got a hook coming out, crash down coming through from the rail. Keep in mind, Knowledge did not use that flash and all. He's gonna opt to not do it here either. That's kill over to the Zaya. Smolder's Gate's gonna find himself on the. Oh, well, never mind. Let me stop talking. Now we got a flash out from Flash on Elf as he's gonna land a death beam and bye to Nicholas. I felt so weird because I was about to say flash out from Flash. That felt so weird to say. Why do we have names that make me feel this awkward about things like this?
Not only does he have flash on the wrong key, he's juggling up the caster's words. Unlucky.
What do you mean flash on the wrong key? He's preaching the gospel. You do put flash on Elf as we got an engage coming out from Robo onto York. They're getting more damage down. Both of them are fairly low, and both junglers are on top side. I want to see who's gonna do something first. Jarvis is gonna make it up the river, and keep in mind, Urgot does not have flash either. So now we should be looking like a flag and drag coming through as Urgot is now out of mana. Here comes the Vi too, but keep in mind York doesn't have any mana either. Alrighty, well,
this is scary. Vi full HP, no flash for J4, but he's just gonna flag and drag out.
Yes, sir. Flag and drag it is. No ultimates yet for the junglers, so we don't have to worry about any deaths coming out from them at the moment. But it is gonna force Urgot back. And keep in mind, Urgot has no teleport, so if Moby actually plays the card right, he can just literally freeze his lane. But Vi is gonna bully J4 out of his top side.
Yeah, but I do want to pop back down to the bot lane play. I think Sauce could have just easily flashed out. I don't think there would have been much follow-up, but I'm not mad at him holding it either.
Alright, they're gonna look to try to get that damage down to Vi. She may not have the. Oh, never mind, she's dead. I was about to say she may not have the vault breaker, and apparently I guess she didn't. So there's gonna be an easy kill over to the Victor. Hey, keep in mind, I was trying to say earlier, Syndra started off with a Dark Seal, but now she has a Doran's Ring. I guess she thought she was gonna, just run the lane, and then she ended up getting her. I can't cuss on stream. She ended up getting her mess ran, but not a Victor. Instead, he's gonna come back to the lane with the Doran's Ring and get a free stack onto it because of that Vi, and Vi overstaying in the jungle.
You know, what they don't tell you is that they ban emoting in leagues just so your own laners don't run it down trying to emote at the opponent.
Wait, they did ban the emotes banned here?
No BM emotes, at least.
Oh, come on. That's the fun.
Instead of Nicholas dies for BM emoting. Because honestly, they might ban it because they don't want people to run it down, you know? That's all I'm saying.
Come on, man. That's the fun part. Blood, we gotta talk about this, bro. Like, come on, man. That's the fun part. Hey, we don't allow trash talking in all chat. Come on, at least gotta allow this. Like, I need somebody to be the APA of the league, man. Somebody.
Hey, don't worry. See me play, I'll be emoting my Gwen emotes, and no one can stop me.
Oh nah, Spooky over here. Spooky's a rebel. But now we got laner reaching that level 6 now, especially in this top side. It's gonna be a big point as look at the damage coming down as the maiden is just sucking life from this Urgot. And it's not looking too good. He does have the flash, forced the flash out, but Urgot looking like he's gonna die.
And the wall actually stopped Urgot's dash. I thought he would have dashed through it.
No, he can't. But here's my issue. Urgot already had flash. He could have just got out of there a lot early, or just shot the wall twice. He's just standing there getting destroyed. As Robo is going to make another trip back to the farm. This time through a great screen. As now Saul thought he was going to get a hook for get some things done in that bot side, but found out the hard way. J4 is waiting in a bush. Flash forced out from the Nautilus. They're going to look to try to get some damage back. They do on the Jarvan. But, man, no sun's blowing the side of White Lotus, but that Nautilus flash is probably going to bite him in the butt later, especially now with Dragon coming up on the map.
Yeah, and one thing you got to be careful of when you're going against White Lotus, they love to play around this bot lane, right? As Sauce just walks right back in at Smolder's Gate.
You guys are wild. I mean, no Featherstorm to the Xayah yet, but you know Jarvan's on this side of the map. Why do you do this? And looking like it's going to be another kill down. Double kill over to the Xayah. Urgot's going to find Victor out of nowhere. Alrighty. As Urgot looks to stay in it and let's keep trying to get his lead more so like heavily over this top side after he got solo killed by the York. But he does have a CS lead. But now make it a kill lead again for the Urgot. As Flash, I don't know what you was doing there, buddy. Your team, more than half your team's on the bot side. I don't know what you're doing there on the river, G. I feel like I'm turning more and more into Monte Cristo as I cast. And I'm embracing it. I love it.
I think Flash might have been thinking he was on Arias. Nicholas gonna flash into the wall and fall immediately.
Do we do slow caps on stream? Just like, oh, you guys can't hear it anyway. I got my noise suppression on, but I was on a slow clap in the background. R.I.P. R.I.P. to Nicholas. It happens to the best of us, man. It happens to the best of us.
07 shoulder. We've all been there. Don't worry. As it's going to be White Lotus Wisteria securing this first dragon. Going to be just the Cloud Dragon. Next dragon up going to be Infernal, so let's see how it goes. We got 3 grubbies on the side of Rival, so it was an objective trade at some point.
All right, well, while we're seeing like we're going to have a little bit of a downtime in this game for once, chat, I got a question for you. Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. Apache helicopters and all. It's 2024. It's just a joke. But, question for you. Who you think gonna win? It's always the same question for me. Who do you think's gonna win? Give me a 1 for Rivals and give me a 2 for White Lotus Wisteria. As we're still not even about to approach this 10-minute marker fairly soon. As J4 is possibly looking for another gank. But it looked like Rivals might have been sniffing that one out. And this damage, like this Yorick is punishing this Urgot pick.
Sheen is a very good item, and Yorick apparently does really good in the Urgot.
I mean, Urgot wants to get in your face, and trust me, two is better at a party than one. As the maiden will be a difference maker every single time. As he sees the Vi, look at that, half HP about. Ooh, we only with a Sheen and a longsword. Keep that in mind. A dagger. He doesn't even have a full item yet. J4 is gonna look to repay the favor that Vi did to him earlier. That should be a kill. Cease and desist comes out, looking to shuts down the vault breaker and hits her with a cataclysm instead. Let her know what a gray screen a fountain feels like one more time as payback retribution comes through for the Jarvan.
That is huge. This J4 being 3-0 and looking to go on the Robo next year.
And there's the E coming out for Urgot, but he's gonna get flagged and dragged because we're looking like trying to get the fear beyond death. He is gonna get it. He's gonna make it out of there alive just from the fear onto the Yorick too. As Jarvan might have got a little overzealous, just a tad bit.
Just a tiny bit, I'd say.
Yeah, but that tad bit is gonna cost him his life and an easy, quick trip over, toll free back to that fountain.
We were talking about the gray screen, and Jarvan met it very soon after he put Vi through it, so.
Ah, man. Look at the health bar, Urgot, and look at Yorick, man. It's gotta be a rough time. Honestly, Urgot would probably not be in this game, if not barely surviving in this game right now, if they were to stop, giving him free kills. I'm looking at you, Flash. I'm looking at you, Jarvan. Soren, I'm looking at you, man. But speaking of Soren, as he starts the grubs, not a single person from Rivals in the vicinity. It should be free over to the side of White Lotus. And that is going to be great if your name is Moby White, because Yorick, oh man, with grubs, sounds like hell on earth to deal with.
I wouldn't have even given him one grub. That champion can do some damage to those turrets with any grubbies at all. And 3 of them. 3 is a pretty good number for him.
3 is the magic number. It would have been 4, but you know what? 3 can make it work anyways. In this game now, both sides gonna be 3 grubs. Keep in mind now, Ultimate's now up for the bot side. As Featherstorm is gonna come out and make sure she doesn't get caught by that dredge line. But we got more chaos going on the top side. Is he gonna the Yorick wall is gonna stop the Urgot E. And now Urgot also doesn't have any flash. He flashed to the right instead of the left, and now Moby's gonna get the solo bolo one more time, and he flashes the fit to close the deal. And now we have a pause, as it looks like somebody's in it. Just probably either die. I'm gonna hope.
DC.
We're gonna hope it's not a rage quit, because he did just get tooted over and brought to the Diddy party.
Well, I was just gonna say, maybe sitting there at 240 HP just did not die. And
don't worry, Mochi. I do this to every single person cast with me. A lot of people, especially Nike. He got the privilege of understanding the pain of everybody trying to cast when I say something wild and off the wall, and they're too busy trying to laugh. So it's okay, man.
I come from FGC. I've heard many things.
Oh, don't worry. I'm no worse than the Def Jam and caster. So don't worry about it. You should be all right. I'm not allowed to say the things they say. If I was that type of Unchained, oh Lord, I would be having a blast.
I knew we were back into the game, and Soren immediately just getting caught in the jungle. However, the Magnet Storm turns it around.
And it looked like it freezes while we were trying to fix that up, but Xayah is going to get the kill onto the Nautilus, as Dinosaur Todd probably going to be looking to try to run for his life as we get back to live. Oh, here we go. Are we back?
Okay.
Okay.
Play over again, but we should be good now.
All right, yeah, we see the crash down, the Magnet Storm coming through as the cease and desist comes out, trying to get to the Jarvan. Vi forced the flash, trying to use the, oh no, Xayah said, you're not getting away. It doesn't matter if the Vault Breaker gets you over the wall, along with the flash. Victor is going to get another kill on the board, and some more stacks over to that Dark Seal.
As the inner ADC in me right now is telling me, that is a 5-0 Xayah, and this game just became infinitely harder.
You want to talk about infinitely harder? That is a top T1 5 plays over to Yorick to make it worse. Yorick. Oh,
he surely has enough gold for Trinity Force on back, and now this Yorick is going to be a problem.
And speaking of gold, let's take a look at these goals from both of these teams, man. Goodness gracious. Victor being 1.2k over, almost 1.2k over the Syndra. And then we also got the massive goalie in the bot lane too. Man, this is not looking too hot. And keep in mind, there's an over 1k goalie for jungle, mid, and 80 carry. 80 and top lane, despite Yorick getting solo kills twice onto the Urgot, it's about 800 gold, if not less. As now we got White Lotus Wisteria. They're starting their Inferno Drake. And looking like Rival's going to be giving that one away. So, nothing they can really do about it.
Probably giving it away. They tried to bullet time it. As you can see, bullet time is down right now. But I wouldn't walk in to contest that either.
Alright, now Rivals looking to try to do that Rift Trail as White Lotus is there. They're making their way up. Yorick's threatening to buy a lot. Oh my goodness, the damage. The Pound Town, but that's all I can say is Pound Town. But now, after scaring off Rivals, going to go and get Rift Trail themselves. J4 is going to pick it up.
I think I should have gone over to Yorick for sure.
I do agree, but then again, I can see what they're gonna do. It's probably more than likely use a mid to crack open that mid T1, which actually would actually be more beneficial to White Lotus Wisteria right now. As they actually, once they crack open that mid T1, they'll have access to the rest of the map, be able to actually get more deep ward coverage, and actually be able to control the jungle on the side of Rivals. Okay, now Jarvan looking for the flag and drag combo. He misses the Cataclysm as Syndra had the flash. Now they're trying to get something back. And then we got the massive feather storm out the Xayah and the retract the feathers to take a 1-for-1.
I did not think a Vi could be so squishy until that feather storm just deleted on the E retracting.
Remember I was telling you earlier, you said they could just stack armor, but Vi is not going to be restacking tank stats until about third or fourth item. So she's going to just get murdered. Every time she tries to go in for something, Xayah's going to say hi and goodbye, pretty much.
And it definitely does not help that the Xayah is 6-0 and getting items quickly.
Yep, as she's about... Nah, she should have a 1k gold on her. Yep, 1.3k, so she has enough to probably not finish her second item, but be damn near close.
Most likely going to see Phantom Dancer, so definitely going to see the Zealon back here. Oh, Navori's just finished. It's going to be Navori. Just finished. Okay. And now with that, there's going to be a lot of feathers on the field, so...
Definitely is, man. Well, I got what I asked for. I got an early to mid game composition out of White Lotus with a scaler for insurance if they want to. I got that, and look where we're at now. This game is looking like a stomp so far. But the goalie, even though the scoreboard says 4-13, and we've been talking about individuals for jungle, mid, and AD carry in particular, the team goalie, keep in mind, is 5k. So even though and 5k is a lot. But it's not doomed just yet. As we got the Cataclysm coming down on the Misfortune, she forces her to flash out and run away. But if Rivals
is a good team fight and some towers on the back of it, and there's a lot of standing gold on the map right now.
There's a lot of standing gold, but the issue is if Rivals can't find an angle to pick somebody off and actually try to recoup some of that, the window that they're going to have to actually be able to do something is just getting shorter and smaller and smaller and smaller. And especially with this Yorick split pushing too, just to be able to knock down more towers. Look at the damage, man. Look at the damage.
Okay. The Maiden just sucking the life out of Urgot.
And speaking of sucking the life out, looking like the Maiden's gonna be doing a lot more sucking the life out of three enemies, as three are looking to go for the Yorick in the bot lane. We got a little bit of attempted to engage, as Yorick's gonna make it out scot-free too in the bot side.
Just gonna have to burn flash and it gets away with no issues.
Actually, can we get the camera pan on Yorick? Is Maiden still alive?
Maiden is
She is, alright. As now we got two pushing in the base of that top side. as Miss Fortune is gonna be forced to use that bullet time. Husky is not gonna be happy about that, especially now that Dragon is coming up fairly soon. The bullet time is gonna be down. Keep in mind now, York is gonna be engaging that Urgot. Urgot does have flash, but he's gonna opt to take a beat down. He's almost dead. This is a little bit too late to flash, buddy. He's probably gonna dive you, and he's not gonna care about it. As Cease and Desist and Vault Breaker comes out, now they're gonna be trading lives. But Maiden is still up, but Maiden's gonna die too.
One for one.
Both top laners are down.
I just want to point out the CS lead top. Wow. Almost 40 CS up, and as Flash on F's gonna get stunned here, and
you got 3 people on that top side, so it's gonna be a free drag over to White Lotus. I don't understand this. What are we looking for here? You guys are pretty late to the party there. And now instead, looking like Vi is gonna get pinned down as the flag and drag's gonna catch her. Cataclysm is gonna be hitting right there in the face. Vi has no flash and make sure to block off that she can't Vault Break her way out, and just J4's gonna flag and drag his way back out the turn range, you know? So a kill over to White Lotus, and now this Hex Tech Drake. It's not, and like I said, it's not looking good for Rivals. It's not looking good at all. We saw this Syndra producing game 1, but right now is not looking too hot. As she's 0 and as Nicholas is 0-2-3 at the moment. And this Miss Fortune is also 0-2. They're not being able to find the type of team fights they want to be able to utilize this bullet time and the fear beyond depth to disrupt this front line.
I think it's really good. This J4 has just been forcing out Flash off cooldown versus Nicholas and Husky. So it's been really hard for them to even step up. And when they do, they explode.
And especially this game, unlike the last one, man, Soren been looking really comfortable, like really confident in the way he approached this map, this game, and actually attack these lanes. And like you said, force these flashes out, force these sums out, but also get these kills, man. He's been punishing these laners, and now we're looking at three are looking to run at Urgot. Keep in mind, Cataclysm is still down, but Magnetstorm is up. As Rel's gonna catch up, there's the crash down. We're gonna look to see if she opt to use Magnetstorm. Not at all. No ultimates down at all. Victor's gonna get killed in the mid lane, but not before he gets some damage down. Keep in mind, Baron is on map. And Syndra is in the bot side, but Teleport is up.
Yeah. Moby gonna opt reset as well as Syndra, and they both do have TP. However, Robo's still down for another 15 seconds, so any fight from the side of Rivals right now probably wouldn't be a good one unless they find that isolated pick.
But keep in mind, the Victor is down too, but he's gonna be up before Robo, but both Robo and Victor do have teleport.
And I think that White Lotus is ahead enough to where they could just 5v4 and let York split too, which is also very scary. This York has Hullbreaker and will just push into your base.
That definitely is true.
As Soren's just going to start Baron,
and Vi's on the other side of the map too.
I don't think they know that this is happening at all.
And keep in mind the vision controller that White Lotus does have on that top side too. It looks pretty dark. Urgot is gonna spot it out, but it's gonna be way too late to respond.
Only about 3,000 HP left on the Baron, and pretty much just a free Baron. Now York spot lane with Baron.
Yes, sir. And that is gonna be a good night to over to the Baron and make it so that now York is pushing with a Baron. That's not gotta be good. He should pull out the maiden
15.
Oh, yes, sir. Level 15. Urgot
3-level lead over his lane opponent.
Yep, and Baron. 2 over Syndra.
With Baron. 3 grubbies. Oh yeah, that tower's gone. 2-2 gonna be taken by Moby White on this York, and what do you do here as Rivals? What are you looking for? How do they find a way back into this game?
You want to know my honest opinion?
Game 3.
It is White Lotus's game to lose. So really, Rivals just gotta hide the baby oil in the game 3 draft and hope that they'll get their backside pushed in like they did this game. Best way to put it. You know what? I'm gonna give you my professional answer. Professional answer instead. Professional answer. Pray to God that White Lotus throws and hope the game 3 is looking really good.
I'm very inclined to agree. We got Soul Fight coming up in about a minute. Well, they kind of gotta try something to contest it, but they're probably not gonna be able to. Just seeing sort of how the gold leads and items are looking in each lane. But I don't think they should give this over for free.
No, they definitely shouldn't.
And surprisingly, we have a moment of calm and not someone dying somewhere. That has been pretty rare this game.
Definitely has. Definitely has.
Oh, as a Sauce is gonna find the hook onto before it.
As of now, we got a fight. We got a perfect place for bullet time, and there it comes out. Cease and desist gonna hit a target. As we now looking for more, and J4 finally gonna fall as he gets the cataclysm down. But at this point, White Lotus is smacking rivals with their wallets. As it's gonna be 3 dead on the side of rivals, only trading Jarvan on the side of White Lotus.
And if you're White Lotus, you are more than happy with that trade. You're going to get Hextech Soul. Your Yorick is sitting top lane harassing this Urgot into the tier 3. And
Brother. I can't do nothing but feel bad for rivals in this game. Like they're trying, they're fighting, but they're almost down 10,000 gold at this moment. It's almost like there's not much they can do. Except for just delay the inevitable. And again, unless White Lotus throws this game really hard. But then again, that's been the theme of even Worlds this year. Throw. Aside from, that magnificent Flight Quest versus Gen G series. But outside of that, it's kind of like the story of Worlds. A lot of teams throwing, unless your name is T1.
That is true.
So we'll see what happens this game.
If anything, if they could somehow kill Yorick and lose no one, that's kind of where they have to start. Because you can pick anybody else on White Lotus Wisteria, and this Yorick's still going to be pushing into your base because you have to commit more numbers than normal because you're so far behind. And at this point, 3 items on Yorick, I'm pretty sure he'll Q the tower twice and he'll probably die. There won't be a tower there anymore.
I definitely agree.
So it's got to start with finding this Yorick out of position, and it's Soren over here just taking Krugs, hovering his top laner. You kind of have an inkling of a feeling that the only way that rivals can find a way back in, and just gotta miss, flag and drag away. And that White Lotus has just kind of played these side lanes well, and I'd say if there was some pressure mid there, that it might have been less numbers, and New York might have gotten a couple of kills there.
I will say that Baron is about a minute and 20 from coming onto the board, so not really nothing White Lotus really have to unless they are crucially trying to end the game, which not really any reason to, or really ain't reason to, because their team outscales rivals, and even if rivals get some more money, they'll still win the fight. In my opinion, they still win the fight. But as we're looking down this bot size, they're looking to jump Yorick, but Yorick's gonna stop the vault breaker with the cage and get her stuck between those little minions, little ghouls of Yorick. As Urgot is trying to kill this maiden, but Yorick is looking, but maiden is gonna go down. Should go down. There we go. Maiden dies. So it's no longer a 2v2 in that bot lane.
For about 30 to 45 seconds, yeah, it'll be back very soon.
But at the same time, just the rest of White Lotus just denying that farm in that jungle, just taking all that jungle camps away from rivals. So the only thing is just slowly choking them out, because as you see, the only thing they can't really farm on is waves. But even still, bot wave is pushed up pretty far. I mean, top lane is about to crash into them, but nobody's there to catch it at the moment. Syndra's now moving over. And it's just slowly but surely choking them out as Baron's coming onto the board now.
You see the pigs from White Lotus Wisteria already. They're already moving towards this Baron. Division control is a little bit sus, but I think that they're so far ahead that it doesn't even actually matter. If Rival steps up here, White Lotus just turns and fights and wins the game.
Keep in mind, York is still pushing. They're gonna opt to back off back off the Baron. They don't want to accidentally throw here, which, I mean, I don't blame them. Good decision. I mean, and Baron's gonna reset, so no harm, no foul there. Oh, as we looking to get an engage over on the Vibe, we also got to fight down this bot side. As Maiden is back up, York is beating the mess out of this Urgot, but we got a flag and drag catches too. Are we gonna get a Cataclysm? Yes, it does come down. We got a Misfortune Ultimate coming out as the damage still being laid down. Smolder's Gate is gonna be dominating now. Takes out Nautilus as now we got a TP coming in. Urgot's gonna get more kills. Zaya is like she's gonna die. We might have the throw, but York is pushing in that base while all this chaos is going on.
Base. He let Urgot TP away. He's already onto the Nexus turrets.
And look at that shovel go.
That shovel is putting in work. Gonna take an inhib and a Nexus turret, and even though the fight definitely did not go the way White Lotus Wisteria would have preferred, I still think it is worth, because they're still about 9k gold ahead, and they just got the Nexus turret already.
I don't know if I call it worth, because you still giving a team that's behind gold to try to come back into this game. And Smoldergate looking to come up on your DMs. That's crazy, man. You got friends like this. I wish I had some. No, I'm joking.
Hide the DMs real quick. We don't want any spoilers.
No, I'm joking, man.
I know my way around Merc Academy. You know, I got connections in a lot of teams. You know, this is week 4. I've already been on 3 teams, and you know. Don't worry about it.
Oh my goodness, you're getting tossed around more than Meat Mill at a Diddy party.
Some might say that, but hey, I made some connections. Not the type of connections they made at the Diddy party, but we don't gotta bring that up.
Oh man, that joke's probably not gonna get old for another 2 years.
Oh yeah, here we are. They're gonna try.
But speaking,
Moby White.
Yep, as we talk about parties, we got a party down here. Knowledge uses the ultimate. We got the cease and desist also. Good grief. That man he went on a roller coaster, up, down, but still took 2 people almost to death with less than half HP.
Almost dead in 3 ultimates.
And Elder is up.
That is not what you wanted to see right before Elder.
But Syndra does have teleport. As the bullet time does come out, but it catches nobody. It's still, and oh, Vi thought she was gonna get the steal, but it doesn't matter. Cataclysm comes down, only catches the Nautilus, but they're looking to take some kills. The Flag and Dragon to catch the Syndra. Syndra forced the Zions. Boom, boom, boom. 2 dead extra on top of the already 1 with the Vi who dies in the pit. 3 dead on the side of Rivals as White Lotus Wisteria looks to end this game through that bottom side.
Yes, and I think it's very funny to watch that Cataclysm accidentally stop the Nautilus from getting into the back line, which would entirely just let Zaya play the game without having to worry about much. And I don't think there's anything Robo and Husky can do here, as they're just going to get stunned up and the game is going to end.
Yep, welcome to the KD8 party, Vi and Syndra, and also Nautilus. But yeah, that game was practically a stomp. This is the White Lotus that I'm used to seeing, and this is what I expect out of them. So, pretty good game too for them.
That was a pretty dominant game too, I'd say. You brought it up. You put some early game power, and you put like 1 scalar for insurance, and yeah, they just kind of used that comp and ran over Rivals in this game too. Wow. Even the damage. You see this York 26,000 Maiden. The 2v1 top lane, kind of a nuisance for most things.
Most definitely was. And now looking like this game 3 is gonna be really interesting. I'm curious to see how the pick bands gonna just like change, especially
don't see Rivals banning the exact same things anymore. That's for sure.
I think they learned their lesson. I will hope they did.
I think they learned their lesson too. Alrighty, we're gonna get ready for this game 3. We're gonna switch it over to a quick break as we get the game 3 lobby set up as well as draft.
And with Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to we coming to game three between Rivals and White Lotus Wisteria. It's now it's looking like we're gonna have an actual side swap for once for game three. As White Lotus Wisteria is gonna opt to take blue side, Rivals gonna be on the red for game three, ladies and gentlemen. I keep saying it because that I say it was really hype. More so just game one was a stomp, then game two was a stomp. Let's see who's gonna actually take the reins and close this series out because only one can come out on top.
Yeah, this being that game two really said that, hey, we're awake now. It's time. And I think this is going to be probably the most exciting game out of the entire series. We're definitely going to see some changes in draft coming out from the side of Rivals this time, but going to be very interesting to see what adjustments they do make.
Very excited to see that indeed, as we're looking like we're about to start draft fairly soon. Just wait for one team to ready up. What do you think? What do you think is going to change up for the side of Rivals though? What do you think they're going to drop in terms of like for as picking and banning? Because I think the Sedge 1A probably can be taken off for something, but do you want to risk giving Soren that Sedge 1A?
That's the very scary thing. If they're gonna drop anything off in phase one, I definitely think that they drop Sejuani and potentially ban out a hyper carry from the ADC, or ban out something safe from the ADC if they want to play a dive comp like they did with the last game. Like Lotus being on blue side is kind of rough because they could just threaten to beat one Kaisa. This team does it.
That is true. But you also got the Ash pick sitting on the horizon too. They could just pick up on the side of Rivals.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see it last game. I honestly would have liked to see Ash last game.
And now like we're gonna be starting up bans. So for the side of White Lotus, we're keeping it regular like last game. We're gonna keep the Aurora ban on the board.
Yep, I definitely think it's a good ban. Still gonna see Hui. You just cannot give White Lotus Hui. You're sealing your fate if you do that. Udyr gonna be responded. So far, it looks the same.
Like a regular day in the office. So we're gonna keep this going with the same bands. Are we gonna see Sejuani again or the Mumu?
We'll
Or are they gonna give us something different?
Definitely see a Mumu. For sure. That Amumu's not going anywhere.
And that sad mummy is gonna stay sad because he's gonna be banned from this game.
Yep. Soren being a probably I would say the scariest Mumu player in the entire league. Cho'Gath gonna come out as the third ban for White Lotus.
And they're gonna leave that Volibear on the board.
They might be one Volibear. That is an option.
That is true. That is an option. But are we gonna see? Oh, here comes the Yori ban.
Yep. All right, so we are going to see the Sejuani dropped in. Yep, that's
and there it is.
One Volibear.
There it is. Challenge is laid down. Here goes the gauntlet. Rivals, do you have something to answer the Volibear?
If we learned anything from game one, B1 Volibear could just be the difference maker in this game three.
Yep, let's see. Rivals using the time they have to cook up some as the Zyra is gonna make it onto the rift along with Ash.
Now here's the thing, MF is still up.
That is true.
And I know Smolder can play MF. So that Zyra pick early with MF up could bite them if White Lotus chooses to go MF. And they could potentially maybe pair it with like a Braum or even just the Nautilus that's still up. But we're just going to see a Jinx.
I think that's the safer bet because you think about it and take a look at it. Like if they pick Misfortune, yeah, Zyra is there. She is squishy, but keep in mind they're able to knock her out of bullet time fairly easily with both their ultimates. And there you called it right on the money. That Braum is coming out. Let's see what Rival's gonna round out the first three picks with.
I think we're literally just looking at game one draft, but White Lotus is playing it. I think this might be that we can play your draft better than you.
Well, they can't do Cho'Gath, but for sure, Rival's gonna take the Yone.
That is scary because you don't know. I believe Robo and Nucleus both play Yone. So you don't know where this is going. We're going to see the
But
Ari banned away. It's kind of been a staple in all three of these games. Wait, Lotus really going to think hard about this fourth ban? They're probably trying to figure out where this Yone is going, or at least force it somewhere.
and they're gonna opt to just ban out the jungle,
Yeah,
which is a smart move
this
here.
This is great, actually. I'm going to take the Vi away. This Jinx feeling a little more comfortable. Don't have to worry about cease and desist, just ignoring everything and coming for you.
And now we're gonna see what rival's gonna opt to find and ban out last to try to see into the eyes of what they're trying to keep from, touching the rift and keep them from. Oh, there goes the Mordekaiser, a repeat ban from game 1.
Oh, I actually just got to ban the Victor instead.
Oh,
Whoa,
never
okay.
mind. Okay. Some tells me that Yone is going top.
This, yeah. So Rival's probably just going to pick the jungler here, keep the Yone flex alive, because it still is a question mark, because if they still really wanted to, they could still set it mid, but I think I agree. I think this Yone is going top. Double mid ban into counter pick is pretty good.
Not fun. I was gonna see if you want to make a bet, but never mind. As the Zac is gonna be coming out R4 for rivals.
All right,
so let's see what White Lotus is gonna round their team out with the last 2 picks.
So I like this Zac pick, because a lot of the other because the other easy backline axis got taken. Just getting Zac back there to spread out the backline is a good option. We'll have to see where this Yone is going. I like this Nico pick a lot. For those of you who don't know, I'm a pretty big Nico enjoyer. So
Yup, and now we got Nico on the board to bust some Nico knees. Don't worry, I will make my way out of my door. It's over to my right. But I'm just curious to see what they're gonna round this comp out with, and whether that Volibear is gonna be top or jungle. And it's
that is a hot. Okay, so realistically, we don't know which one is going where. I'm going to put my money on this is Heimer top. Because I think
that's the safest bet.
I think they're assuming that this is going to be a Yone top. And let me tell you something about the Yone Heimer matchup. It's not that great for Yone.
Dude, man, I don't know where you want to go with Yone. I mean, Nico doesn't sound like a fun time either. They say you want to pick a flex pick. We're gonna make both lanes hell on earth for you. And there's the Mordekaiser being picked. So I'm assuming wherever Heimerdinger goes, that's where Mordekaiser is going.
I think we're going to see some more kills out of mid lane this game. I have played Nico Yone. It is not great for Yone at all.
But the problem is, I think, but I'm not sure it's going to go where, because 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to try to lane swap to try to get the right matchups. Because keep in mind, that Heimerdinger could just go mid and throw it off, but that's if they get early vision.
I would like Heimer to go mid here, because Nico can just negate Mordekaiser ult, which would be a really great matchup top lane. But realistically speaking, I think this Heimer's going top. I think it's going to be Nico mid. But we'll have to see when we get in the champ select. And I'll try to get this out before we pop over to intermission about where it's going, because I think everyone's wondering where this comp is going.
Yeah, cause my main thing is I honestly feel like that of course more than likely it's gonna be Moby piloting the Heimerdinger and not Soren, sorry, Flash piloting the Nico, but I feel like they're gonna be trying to get some good matches. Probably try to lane swap it around to be able to try to get the solo laners of I don't know what I'm doing. Why is my mind blanking out? Rivals. Get them a weaker matchup so they won't be able to try to get ahead in this game.
I think you got too much Diddy on your mind. That's what's happening.
No, I wasn't no Diddy, man. I'm out of water right now.
Ain't nothing little baby oil can't fix.
Nah. Diddy can keep that. Diddy can keep that. I am good.
But I like White Lotus's comp more here, though. Nico is a champion that can be on the front line or on the back line to peel. She does both really great, and I think Heimer just denies choke points so well.
I don't personally like the Hammer pick, but every time I say I don't like a pick, somehow, some way, whoever's piloting it able to blow pixie dust out of their ass. So
All I'm saying, you didn't like the Yorick pick last game, and this is going to be a Heimer top into Yone top. They lock in this Yone up there. It's Heimer versus Yone top. Nope, it's going to be Mordekaiser. Okay, so we're going to see Nico versus Yone mid. Heimer Mord top. Maybe they lane swap in game. We won't know until it happens. But it will be Moby White piloting the Heimer and Robo piloting the Mordekaiser. That's what we do now.
all right, but as we look to get on the riff of this game 3, we're gonna throw it over to a brief intermission. Once we come back, we're gonna be on the riff for game 3 to close out the series between White Lotus Wisteria and the boys over with Rivals. See you guys soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're finally hitting the riff for game 3 of White Lotus Wisteria versus Rivals. As we look to close out this series, who's going to be the victor coming out of this? Is it going to be White Lotus? Is it going to be Rivals? Let me know in the chat. 1 for White Lotus and 2 for Rivals. Show your support for the team you're here for.
Well, I can tell you who's not going to be the victor. It's going to be the victor that was banned. Not going to see that here in game 3. I guess Rivals really didn't like the victor. Okay, yeah. So we do see the door start from Yone. I do think that this is kind of what you have to do. It's a Nico lane. Nico's early game damage is pretty strong. I honestly probably would have gone for strike on Nico because there's not a whole lot Yone can do early on into you. And an early gold lead in mid could mean the difference.
I will say I could see why she goes electrocute. Cause you think about it, her job mainly is gonna be to explode that backline, that Ashe and that Zyra. So execute gonna enable her to be able to just that one combo and boom, there's a carry in the backline gone.
I love electrocute on Nico because the whole thing is you EQ and use that W passive auto, and you can chunk somebody out with half HP with just a lost chapter early on. It is so good early. Now, what's got me most curious is how this top lane matchup's gonna go. We gotta see how this Heimer's gonna do.
Definitely. As especially in Mordecai's, it's when ultimates come online. He's just being able to duff from Hammer away from his tower, so that it turns. That's not gonna be a good thing for him. Like I'm still surprised we're in a game where Heimer is blind picked, but we don't know everybody's champion pool, so you never know what may happen. These mistakes can happen. This is IBSG league for but as we look mid, Nico is gonna be getting a little bit of poke down flash to make sure to get in Nicholas' face.
Yeah.
And now
Nico is very, very good at punishing melee champions for farming. Like I said, I'm a Nico enthusiast, and I love this from White Lotus Wisteria. It's gonna take another bad trade getting rooted up, and
he's just getting bullied, man. This is a rough time for him.
And even Robo top lane's getting bullied by this Heimer. And for all we know, Moby White was a Heimer one trick at some point, and he just whipped this out the boondocks for it.
Maybe I just need to shut my mouth, apparently.
Caster's curse.
I mean, because out here in these streets, every time I say I don't like something, it just turns around and just bites me, huh? It's like everybody got to show me. I was like, oh, go say you didn't like it? Nah, F that guy. We're going to make it work.
Might be looking here to gonna get the flash out of Sauce. I don't know if he had the flash there, but okay, then they're just gonna get flash out of support.
And as they look to keep walking down Smolder's gate, trying to get more damage down, but it is also gonna come down onto Husky as Ash is gonna walk away. That was a little too much of an extended trade. They shouldn't have. I don't think they should have tried that hard and tried that much for it after Zyra already flashed and then. But they were walking off, but the problem is Braum too also went to go try to destroy the plants. Don't understand why.
I would definitely not want to be in melee range of any of those plants, especially the Q plants being matching most ADCs in ranged. I definitely, as a melee champion, would not want to be stepping up those because all it takes is Zyra to auto you once, and now those plants are just gonna beat the hell out of you.
Definitely. So when we look in mid, just they just getting the crap bully out him, but still able to stay in and stay fairly, even in farming, one down. But we got a gank coming. Volibear comes in. Zyra is gonna be looking to say bye bye to her life, but she's gonna trade a kill. They probably should have just gone ahead and Voli should just go ahead and killed her, so the Jinx would have been fine. But Jinx gonna go down in a trade. But first blood over to Smolder's gate.
I probably. Even though you want to give first blood to your AD carry, I think I definitely just go ahead and give the kill to Volibear there. Keep it safe. You don't want your ADC dying.
But speaking of another kill, we got a kill in mid lanes. The Volibear, man, Soren looked to get a somewhat of a dive there. Gonna take a couple of tower shots, but you take a couple of tower shots in exchange for the Yone's life. That sounds like a good trade to me.
plus 300 gold on the Nico, and you're really about to start seeing some of this Nico damage popping up, especially with that alternator just getting purchased by the Nico. This Yone is not going to have a very fun time.
And I'm just wondering, like, when is Zax gonna get on the map? Because right now we already got 2 ganks out from the Volibear. It's not looking hot for what, and that's what I say, White Lotus. Sorry, it's not looking hot for rivals at the moment.
Oh, that W passive auto doing so much already.
Yep. Flash over bringing the pain. He's gonna land. Is gonna land the E in retaliation to Yone trying to do Q3. And gonna be able to just get some good kiting there, get some good poking while Yone was trying to look for the Q. Oh, we got an ultimate coming in. Yone still does have flash. Volibear is coming up. Q3 coming up for Yone. Yone tries to it's not gonna matter. I don't even know why he tried to anyway, man. Soren, Soren was like nowhere near death.
As the R didn't go fully off. However, I think you're just dead anyways, and you shouldn't press the button in the first place. But
he shouldn't have been dead anyway. My man saving flash for next year. But Zach's gonna be sought out as he's gonna be seen by the Volibear. Volibear's gonna get onto him. Mordecai's gonna flash onto him. Gonna use the Death Realm to try to get some more damage down. He should have killed the Volibear in the Death Realm. But also Nico is there. Can Moby and Flash get something done? Because Yone is not responding.
Doesn't look like it. I think everyone's just gonna back off from the fight top lane.
But speaking of not backing off, and speaking of backing off, we're gonna have the bot lane of Husky and Sauce having to back off. As they looked at staring down and engaged from supporting Smolder's Gate, almost getting taken down, but gonna be able to make it out of that. And I am really messing up my words today right now. I guess this is what happens when you don't have water. Stay hydrated, folks.
Stay hydrated, gamers. And Soren is just gonna be able to take one Grubby away. Alright, so we're 2-1 Grubbies, and this could get dangerous, because if White Lotus Wisteria gets the next 3 Grubbies, 4
Grubbies. A Heimerdinger.
4 Grubbies and a Heimer.
Man. This game, even though Heimer picked and we still got, somehow Heimer is behind in form. 13 CS down in particular. But at the same time, this mid, Nico is ahead of Yone in CS, and also 2 kills too. So this got to be a rough day. As Yone only has a Vampiric Scepter. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure Nico hasn't even backed yet because she still has that Hextech Alternator and sitting on 1.3k gold. So she definitely hasn't backed, but she doesn't have that TP either. So she might have to look for Soren to come help her push this lane so she can get a good back off without getting that lane slammed right into her tower.
Yep, and we see Rivals starting at the Dragon.
Yep, Hextech Drake over to Rivals. Pretty free too, as the laners of White Lotus were not able to respond. Braum also coming from base. Jinx was coming from there too, just a little bit ahead of him. So free Drake for over to Rivals.
Well, it's not the end of the world for White Lotus. I think they're okay with that for now. Nico not having a lot of mana really needs to get out of lane very soon, so we should hopefully see Soren at some point come help mid and get this wave push, and I think we might have a dead Heimer on our hands.
Yeah, it's looking like so. Is he getting death realm to turns? Okay, he did ult turn, but it doesn't matter. The shield from the Mordecai is not gonna mean anything. He might not be dead. He might actually be able to make it out. Oh, nope, never mind. Here comes the Mordecai's Eve, clawing right back to his impending doom. But we do have Zac on his bottom side as Volibear's going to walk straight into it. Zyra ult comes out. Massive damage on the Volibear. He does get on top of him, but Zac's going to just flash over, and they're going to make sure they're going to try to get a return kill, but they're not going to be able to find anyone. As Zac looks to re-engage, it might be a death as Ash gets the kill on the Jinx, and Yone is there. Oh man, that went horribly for White Lotus. Is now 2 more kills over the Rivals.
That might have been a little too deep. Kills and ironically, the kills aren't even bad on Zyra. A lot more. She should have a pretty good back here, and having that early game damage on Zyra is a lot scarier because, I mean.
And now she has the Sork shoes too, so the damage is gonna be coming out crazy for her. And it's the thing we was talking about the hammer nigga pick earlier. It's just not gonna be looking too good when you just get death realmed and you can't really do anything.
He even played it well by just holding on to the ult. Doesn't want to ult until he gets death round, but it just did not matter.
And now Mordekaiser does have a completed Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Meanwhile, Hammerdinger is still sitting on the Emptomb in Lost Chapter. This game is looking like it's gonna become. This game is gonna. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I said the lane state top lane not looking great for him either.
And looking like you're not gonna be able to talk about the game either because we got another gank in mid. Yone having the ult, but Volibear was able to slow him down by getting in front of him and stop at his distance, be able to cover it, but forces the flash out of the Yone because if he doesn't, he's just gonna die because Nico ulted. And that bad boy, if it would have hit, it would have been over it. But we have a gank coming up from the top side. Zach tries to go in for the Q onto the Hammerdinger, but he's gonna miss, and Hammerdinger's gonna walk away free and watch turn, just give him some free damage for the graphs. Oh, we got another gank. We got another gank. Will Yone die? Let's play the game. And he is going to go down, kill over to a Volibear. Man. Yone is just not having a good time.
Yeah, that just when you have Nico Volibear, you gotta just assume they're probably gonna come in. It's free gank setup. It's really easy, and you're just gonna get poked out all lane. However, these side lanes right now. The bot lane and the top lane. Something's got to be done soon about those.
Definitely so. But we got Soren try to start the Void Grubs. He is going to get 2 of them. Now he's going to catch the Zat. They're going to try to take him down. He does have the pass to keep in mind. Volibear is going to come in with the ultimate. They're going to force the Gloob out. And they're looking to try to finish him off, but they may not be able to do it. Oh, never mind. Here comes Nico to finish the job. As Delpharum onto Volibear, but Mordekaiser's got a rude awakening when he comes out. Are they gonna get the stun? Volibear stun comes through. Q3 for Yone does not save him. Now we gotta fight down bot lane. They're looking to finish him off. Zyra ult came through, and Knight's gonna finish the Braum off. And man. Woo! Y'all making me have to just sound like I'm a rap god today. Okay. But as we talked about, the thing you don't want to do, four Void Grubs over to White Lotus and that Hammerdinger.
That Heimer's going to melt some towers later, but for right now, he's got to find a way to get this lead over Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser just kind of pushing these freezes top lane to deny a bunch of farm, and then the fact that he is just playing far better than the Heimer at the moment.
Well, keep in mind, Heimer does have first item Blackfire Torch done now. I call it a snake oil salesman item, but you know what? Let's see how it works, because Heimer does have these turns, so constant damage coming out, and that means that constant burn. I will assume he's probably gonna build Leandru's Torment next, because the amount of damage you're gonna get out of that altogether is gonna be ridiculous.
You know, I kind of want to see Heimer go Rylai's next into this mostly melee comp. I think
that would be deadly.
I think
nasty.
That would be better, in my opinion.
That would be filthy, but I do think Rylai should be building this game. Definitely, whether it be second or third item. I wholeheartedly agree. Actually, Rylai sound crazy, but I do think it does need to get this Leandra second. The reason why I do think is because keep in mind that Mordekaiser is just building health too. So he's gonna actually be able to burn through that with percentage health. But as I am talking, Zach is getting called out. Bye. Another kill over the Flash. 5-0 on the Nico.
Nico was best decision. What can I say? This Nico has shown so far that it should have been feared, but I don't think anyone saw this Nico pick coming.
Yes, sir. They was too busy banning the Ari and Victor. He said, "All right, I got some pocket picks for you. Let's go, baby." And here we are. 5-0
Nico before 15 minutes. If this was solo queue, that's an FF15, honestly.
I don't know, man. Most people got guts, and I know I'm one of them. We're gonna sit there and fight this game out. You gotta show me you can close this game out. But just like here, we're gonna see the fighting spirits. We're looking like, oh boy, Braum ultimate is gonna miss, but here comes the Volibear. And boom, it's gonna be a death. And Jinx finds the Yone in the back, and Vladimir's gonna finish it off. Yone did try to but the animation does not complete. 2 dead over to the side of Rivals, as Jinx is getting more gold.
Man, I have got to say, I did not see that Yone move at all. He got CC'd and he stayed CC'd. White Lotus showing that they know how to play their comp. Gonna find the Nico ult on the turret and another kill onto this Nico. However, gonna get traded out to the Zac. But I don't like the gold going to Zac here. I think that is very unlucky.
I don't even think that's the story of it all, because you gotta keep in mind, Nico might have just got shut down by the Zac, but at the same time, Nico gets another kill and Jinx gets another kill on the board also, along with a plate. Man, this Jinx is gonna start getting accelerated. She already is 1k gold ahead of the Ashe, and then mid lane just, hey, Nicholas just singing "Take Me to the King" on the inside right now.
I think
I'm sorry.
Almost 3,000 gold.
Ooh, man. Only thing looking like the gleaming star of hope right now is that Mordekaiser. Because it seems like I'm going to be preaching the same thing I did last game, where that jungle, mid, and 80 carry gold is going to be putting in a lot of work as White Lotus Wisteria looks to start that Rift Herald.
And I just want to point this out. I love the itemization when you're this far ahead on Nico. Second item, Storm Surge.
I mean, I'm be honest with you. I thought she was going to go Storm Surge anyway because of the execute. It makes sense, to be fairly honest. And especially now that she's so far ahead, she's to be blowing people up. As they look for the dive, Nico's going to come in, gonna get the ultimate down. And now Volibear coming in from the slam dunk to make sure to fit and make sure to get that arm-breaker effect pretty much that they put into his ultimate. For anybody who is a zoomer, arm-breaker was an old item from back in the day.
Don't worry, I get you. I missed the item too.
I know you. I know. Oh no, Death Realm onto Nico. And as they look at Mordecai, they're gonna be like, all right, well, cool, you killed that mid laner, but we're gonna kill you instead. As Mordecai is trying to get a trade, but another kill over to the Jinx. They don't realize they're doing, man. They're accelerating the late game of White Lotus. They keep focusing down on Nico, which I understand, but you're making an even bigger problem while doing that in the same time. As they look to get more on the gold on the Jinx, Volibear is going to get the kill, but Jinx is going to get another assist as Jinx is getting more done. But Yone's going to get a 3-man ultimate. Oh my. Zyra kills 2, and then Yone's going to get 1. Oh boy.
However, while that was going on, Heimer going to pick up the tier 1 bot, get some more gold onto himself, and
Yep, trying to bring himself back into this game.
Looks a little dangerous, I would say, for Rivals.
They playing with fire, and they're down 4K right now.
You pointed it out. They kind of are just ignoring the Jinx. She's picking up these stray kills. Sure, you're gonna get the kill on Nico, right? Because you're burning all these resources on her. But what you forget is that Nico's still outputting enough damage before she dies. So now this Jinx can just clean up.
Not only clean up, but get excited, so she's gonna start firing even faster. Ooh, because 7 assists, you can tell she got excited quite a bit of times. As Volibear's gonna get into that page, he's gonna go for the ultimate. Pop Blossom comes out, and they're only gonna catch 1. Zyra's dead. They're looking for more blood. Yone's in solo unbound. He's gonna get out of there, but Ashe not so lucky. Make it 2 down, 3 dead. Over on the side of Rivals, White Lotus is gonna get 3 kills and the Drake.
And it truly is the story of just finding the right timing. Volibear taking a blast, going over into the dragon pit to catch them, trying to sneak that dragon, and just finding the freest engage of his life onto the enemy to carry his.
Oh no, we got a Death Ram over on the Jinx. Mordecai is trying to fight her, but Jinx is fighting her own battle. But oh my goodness, the Q's gonna hurt. But she's not gonna be able to finish him off as Jinx makes it out with about 10%, about 1% HP. Woo! And Ashe no enchanted crystal arrow to be able to fire across the map either, so she's just gonna be able to run away scot-free after that.
The absolute movement that was shown there by Smolder's Gate, just avoiding every ability, not letting that Mordekaiser passive or the Rylai's to even make it easier.
And somebody been learning how to 2-step back in that day. Electric slide in that bad boy. I'm telling you what, as the ultimate is gonna whip hard from the Yone. As he goes solo unbound, tries to go for the face heal, but it is what it is. He misses.
I think
And
Smolder
Hammer gets another turn.
I think Smolder might have been watching my clips or something about the Jinx movement because I saw a little bit of myself in that right there.
You know how to dance on the riff?
Oh, yes, sir. I know how to dance on the riff.
Okay.
80K player for
Okay.
7 seasons, man. You gotta know how to dance. It's a wild meta out there. Everything kills you in one hit.
That is true. I feel you. I was 80 carry for 9 years. Oh, I feel you.
However, you get back into it and looking at the gold now and just how do you come back from this? The carries of everyone you wanted to get online in this White Lotus comp got online.
I'm just saying, Dwight, if you're watching, man, you need to change your power rankings, bro. I'm telling you, man. I told you, White Lotus, they came to play, baby, and they're trying to make sure they stay undefeated.
Oh, yeah.
And now the Zac is on the boss side. Mordecai is trying to look to probably try to def on somebody, but he's not going to be close enough. And there's going to be a Baron over the White Lotus. And they're looking to catch more as Zyra forced to flash on the wall, but Volibear is going to say, you're not getting away from me. With the ultimate comes over the wall, close to that red bull, forces Zyra to use hers. Here comes Zac, but he's by himself off the top rope, but will he be punished for it? Here comes the pop blocks and catches the 2 carries in the back line, and that's going to be 2 blown up by Nico, making 3 gone with Hammerdinger. And Mordekaiser looking to death from the Volibear, but he's going to come out. And guess what? Stunned
by Jinx. Oh.
and bye-bye. Wee, bye-bye. 4 down for the side of Rivals as White Lotus running away with this game, and they're going to look to end it right here, right now. I would say this is still early in the game, though, so death timers are still pretty low. So they're playing with fire to try to do this. They probably be able to get it, but probably not.
Excited.
That is true. GC is getting excited. If they just focus the next, it's going to be a game over. And game 3 is going over to White Lotus in a quick 22-minute banger. Series 1 by White Lotus Wisteria.
And a banger that was. Closing it out very cleanly. I mean, we didn't really get to see the Heimer pick, so we'll never get to judge how well the Heimer pick would have performed later on. But he did go Riley second. Hey, someone might have been listening in. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, he got some towers. He got towers, so that's all he did his job.
He did what he needed to do. He didn't let Mordekaiser get too far ahead.
Only died once.
Only died once.
Actually put out more damage than the Mordekaiser too.
And I just want to point this out because this is very funny. You might have had an 11-2 Nico, but the Jinx just being allowed to hit everybody for free because you're focusing down Nico. Jinx does the most damage in the game here.
Yep, just being able to free fire in that backline. I kept saying it all throughout that game. The fights, they kept focusing Nico, which understandable so. She had a shutdown. She was super ahead. But all that focus towards Nico just kept making it so that Jinx could just go crazy and get excited and be able to rack up that damage and help her team win those fights. But it seemed like
great gameplay overall from the side of White Lotus. They played to that. They knew that Rivals wanted that Nico shutdown, and they just kept. Smolder was really close on those front lines, but they didn't care about the Jinx. They thought the Jinx wasn't going to be scary. And then the Jinx just decided to be scary. And you get one passive reset. That team fight is looking really lost. The second she gets one reset, she becomes probably the highest DPS threat, even if Nico's alive.
Yeah, man, that damage was coming out from that Jinx, from the Nico. It just made the game a whole lot easier. Despite the side lanes, they were kind of behind it earlier, but everything just flipped on its head, and it became the story of like the earlier games where game 1 Rivals ran over White Lotus, but game 2 and game 3 was the opposite. Man, especially with Soren being able to get active on the map as compared to game 1 where he really couldn't do anything. Man, you see the difference like night or day in this team. They played their style. They played their kind of champion picks. They played the early to mid game. They played it very well, and you see the result. Now 4-0, White Lotus Wisteria. Good job, guys.
I'll say the only thing to really take away from this series is that, hey, they still played a game. Gods can bleed. Rivals did a very good job at getting that game one and punishing White Lotus's mistakes. However, White Lotus proving why they probably do deserve to be number one in the power rankings. Dwight, if you're listening, it might be time to change it up. I'm not gonna lie.
We're still debating. It's still debatable for number one, but definitely in the conversation for one of the top teams in the league.
They're coming into Merc Academy. There was a lot of doubts about it, but hey, I think this just solidifies it. Some can say they played an easy schedule, but this really shows that they are a top contender for that number one spot very easily. All they got to do is play to their style. They play their style very well.
I guess they must have heard me talking earlier, especially when I said game one. Just like late game doesn't feel like that's their identity. It doesn't feel like them. Just play how they know how to play the game. This is not my first time casting this team. That's why I was excited when I got asked about casting this series for them. Is that they play explosive early and mid game. And that's what I was expecting to see. So game one was a downer, but these game two and this game three was really good. And somebody is trying to at me. Let's see.
So who do we?
You know what? Sure. You know what? Sure. Why not? Let's get an interview. Bring them on. Bring one on. You want to spin a wheel for it?
Let's spin a wheel for it.
Yeah. Unless you want to hear from Flash, and Flash or
I'm seeing spin the wheel in chat. We're gonna spin the wheel.
All right, let's put them all. Put the names all on a wheel, baby.
Alrighty.
All right, will it be Moby? Will it be Soren? Flash, Smolder's Gate, or support? Can I get a drum roll, please? Hey, just do one in your head. Do one on your desk, or it may be. Just give me one in your real lifetime.
I'm trying my best. My desk is very fragile.
You got to spin the wheel, brother.
I know. I'm getting there.
I don't need a drum roll from you.
All right, and here we are. It's going to be Soren.
Oh, it landed on Soren? Oh, that's even better. They were volunteering Soren to do it anyway. That's so crazy. All right, well, let's get him here. Let's get him in here.
Let's get him in here.
Moby, get him in here. That's your teammate.
That's crazy. I was just about to pop him an invite there.
I mean, he is here, so.
Hey, that's true.
A lot better than me trying to figure out somebody's Discord name. Well, actually, I'm trying to figure out. I can just look at the doc. Anytime. Don't worry, we're playing elevator music. Do. Oh, wrong channel, brother. Get up here, wrong channel, brother. There we go. We got the man, the myth, the legend himself, Soren, out of the jungle for White Lotus Wisteria. Soren, brother. First off, let's get the bad questions out the way. What in the hell happened game one?
Hey, listen, we're gonna talk about that, okay? See, we fumbled a little bit, but we pulled our big boy pants up, okay?
All right, because y'all made me a little worried because I was excited to watch you guys, like to be here to cast this series. Because I cast you guys before in your last game, in your last series, but I was sitting like, this don't look like White Lotus. This feels like, I don't know, man. It don't feel like White Lotus.
Yeah, no, I feel you. The Rivals is a good team. I'd say they're the best team that we fought so far. They're the only team that has taken a single game from us. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'll give that to them. They did well.
All right. Well, next time, let's make sure that doesn't happen again. All right. I'm non-biased. I'm just gassing them up, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not going to be biased, but I don't think the game should have been dropped. Put your big boy pants on at the start of the series, and you guys got to.
Yeah, stop BSing around, man. You only ganked one time, brother. What's going on, brother? No, I'm playing. All right. But in all seriousness, another question for you. So, Hey, with the game two and the game three, like, what was you guys' mindset going into draft, especially that game two, especially off that loss for game one and trying a different style, which I don't know if you guys have done on stage before. I haven't personally seen it, but what was you guys' mindset going into that?
We were a little bit worried. We were a little bit concerned. We didn't expect them to do so well game one. But when we got in the draft, we reset our mental, we shook it off, and we decided to come up with a new comp that would allow us to do front to back and pick. So we were able to switch it up as the game goes, depending on how it would go.
Alrighty, well, shake it off. You guys sure did, because that was man, y'all just straight up ran over rivals in that game too. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm glazing anybody, but I'm just being fully honest. That was a murder.
Hey,
But
shout out White Lotus, man.
all right, but now the real question. As far as and now for another question, especially towards that game three, because even though like you got some really good ganks off on top, there were some shaky ones in the side lanes. So walk me through like what was you guys mindset, like what would you as far as like what were the opportunities you were seeing?
So the opportunities that we were seeing was we knew he did not play very well in the mid lane. We know that his actions were based off his team. He was a follow-up player. He was not a leader in what he would do. So we knew that he would fumble a lot, so I camped mid. And that went excellently. We got our Nico fed, which allowed us to have the advantage in all team fights. Eventually, they just felt like dominoes and we ran them over.
Ran him over, you sure did. Hey, Mochi, you got anything you wanna say or ask him?
Hey, man. I like the Nico. Ray, Flash on F. That Nico was cooking. So happy to see it. Um, I guess really the only question I can bring up is how does the team dynamic feel after this week 4 victory over rivals? Because there was a lot of banter leading up to this match. This match was hyped up, I think, since preseason.
I would say that we had a lot of positive energy going into this. Every win just stacked up, and we always just kept patting each other on the back, making sure everybody was going steady, made sure everybody was on their shit. Got practice days in every day up until this time. We came in rearing to go, and we were excited to see that we ended up winning this. We were a bit nervous. We know that these were supposedly the best team in the tournament, from what everybody was saying. So we wanted to make sure we put our all into this so that you guys could have a good stream.
Hey, we enjoyed the show. We had a lot of fun casting this. I think
Yeah, I sure did.
it was a lot of fun to watch. I was asking for a bloodbath earlier, and we got a bloodbath in these lanes.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. You guys are keeping my streak alive. Every time I cast a series, we get crazy and just wicked shenanigans every single time early in the game. But I did while you guys were asking your question, while you guys were talking, I did ask the chat. There's a question they want to ask you, man. And one now that just popped up is, what team are you looking forward to playing now?
Ah, man. I'd say that we would be looking forward to playing Jolly Rogers and Stanos Well. We have played Stanos Well in the past, and they are a good team. We did win, but they were a good team, and we don't know how they progressed so far. Jolly Rogers, we don't know much about right now. We have not played them, but we have seen them do good stuff. So we would like to play. We would like to go against them to see how they operate as a team, and maybe look to have that improve us overall.
Alrighty, and one last thing for is anybody or anything you want to shout out? You there?
Did he
Hmm.
die? Oh, he's thinking.
Okay. So personally, the White Lotus org, the org we play for, they're a great group of guys. We wouldn't be where we're at without them. I'd love to shout them out and let them know that I appreciate them for all that they've offered us. We wouldn't be where we're at as a team, and we wouldn't be as as good as a team as we are without their systems.
Alrighty, well, thank you for coming on and answering some questions and giving the crowd what they want, man. Look at you guys, White Lotus, Wisteria, 4-0. Crowd loves you guys. Hey, keep the energy going. I enjoy casting you guys' game. I look forward to casting the next one if I'm the caster for it. You have a good one, man. Congratulations on your series win.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right, well, as we close out this stream tonight, thank you guys for hanging out with us. I had a fun time. Mochi, you had a good time, man.
I had a blast.
Alrighty, as now we look forward to the games coming out and coming on down the pipeline for the week. Look forward to having you guys with us to get some more of these series knocked out as we continue with the Merc Academy League IBSG. Anything you want to say, Mochi, as we heading out?
Merc in you force. We're gonna win. Let's go.
He's biased. All right, well,
realistically, thank you everybody for coming out. Thanks for having us tonight. We love. I know you enjoyed the game. I know I enjoyed the game. We love coming out here, putting on a show for everybody, and thank you all for supporting us.
All right, and as we get our closing thoughts, you guys have a great and blessed night. I hope you enjoyed everything as much as we did, and we'll see you next time.